Okay, so we're just going to be using my raw microphone input. Disable the Borb. The Borb will need to be disabled, unfortunately. Is OBS cringe? I'm like actually a little mad because I don't know why this is one of the things where it's like I couldn't tell you why it's happening. Welcome on in, everyone. Now that we've had the Scuff stream start, as is tradition, welcome on in, Iliano, Cyriel, Moonbear, glad to have you, Sweepies. Welcome on in, Cynic Deval. Thank you, Giganta, for the tier 1 subscription for 16 months. Enjoy the end of the months, you Sweepie. Give me a shout out for Giganta. Welcome on in, Kronos. Welcome on in, Cyriel, Naka, Borman, Badum, Tish, and Kage. Glad to have you, Sweet Beans. What else we got? Also, thank you for the 20 biddies, Big Rantler. Welcome on in, Canvas. Glad to have you, Sweet Beans. Disaster stream? It's okay, yeah, but it's a disaster stream, but at least this one's not my fault. This one's literally just on OBS, and I guess to be fair, I probably should have checked, because I always check. I just this one's just genuinely bizarre. I've never seen like an entire, because it's an entire subset of audio sources that it just doesn't see anymore, and I don't know why. Starkey, where's the Borb drones? You fool. you fool. You think they're coming. All right, let me try one thing real quick, and then if that doesn't work, let me restart voice mod and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, we'll you know, hopefully the audio is acceptable quality at the very least, even if there will be no Borb. But yeah, sorry, I can't take one fucking day off from my normal schedule. Otherwise, shit like this happens. You have to hydrate. I will ask every stream that happens. I admire the dedication. I'm also slightly horrified by the dedication, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, let me try real quick. Settings. You are seeing the Scarlett USB microphone properly. Perfect. Let's... What's up, Chris? One moment while I try this real quick.
Beep, beep. It's time to drink water. Beep, beep, beep.
I've been drinking water.
To drink water. Beep, beep, beep.
Starkey, I saw a tweet of one of the Blue Sky Polonas that made me think of you. It was a clip of Viennetta ice cream being made while the Sandstorm by Darude plays. All right, yeah, it's for whatever reason, it's just OBS has just decided that they're just gonna have a shit. They're gonna throw a shit fit over me using voice mod. So, what can you do? But yeah, hopefully you guys had a decent last couple of days. Let me go ahead and mute the music, and then we can actually get into the game / just like. Welcome on in, Casper House. Welcome on in, Gadget. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Sorry for the scuff, and by sorry for the scuff, I mean I'm sorry for the scuff. But also, I'm realistically, I'm more mad about it than y'all are. But yeah, sorry. 3 hours of streaming occasionally tried by OBS crapping itself. Honestly, yeah. No macro crow tonight. What do you mean my macro crow? I mean, I guess to be fair, like it makes, you know, hey, crows as a species should be in a macro, just universally. For this, that way the macro joke makes itself. Wait, I just realized. I'm so sorry to people who put songs in the queue, but this is actually the one game. This is one of the one game where I specifically let the gameplay audio exist. I'm disabling the song queue. What a shit show. God bless. I should have like delayed stream by like 5 minutes to fix all my tech issues in advance. But you know, that's just not the way we do it here. The way we do it here is dying horribly. What's over? Thank you for the tier 1 subscription for 11 months, you sweet bean. Enjoy the acting of the emotes.
11 months. Wow, I can't believe that for every month I sub to you that you get that many stories told.
I did taller is the question. I like to think taller. A fucking mess that somehow makes things that somehow things work out in the end. Honestly, it's annoying, but like I am glad still that I get to stream and be here with y'all. So that's the only thing that really matters. Even if I am Big Madge. You're also gonna shout for Silver the Wuff Mute, heckin' super sweet bean. Very, very, very amazing artist. Go give them a follow. But you know, I had to take Tuesday off. Nothing, like, it wasn't a serious, it wasn't anything bad. It was just like, I just got hit by like a lot of, like, it was like a lot of exhaustion dropped on me kind of out of nowhere. So I was like, if I stream tonight, I'm gonna like You know, I was like, if I streamed on Tuesday, I was gonna have like a bad time. I could, because I was, you know, I was coming into it with like a little bit of just like being mad at life, and that's never the kind of energy I want to bring to stream. Because I'm like, you know, for me, stream is like very much like a social thing, but also B, just like an experience of like, hey, exhaustion. Sorry, I had that effect on people. No, don't worry. It was, you know, I recognize you're joking, but also it wasn't anything in particular. It was just like, I think it's just like life, man. I went to bed at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. I wanted to stream yesterday, but Tuesday, one of my friends gave me a massage because I think part of the issue was just like I was carrying so much stress from an extended period of time. Yeah, each month you get that many stories taller. Excellent. Hold up. Do I have tier 3 friendship with you? I do. But yeah. So I was just like, so that was like the first time I've ever experienced like an actual massage, like done by someone who like knows what they're doing, and it actually fucking removed all of the bones from my body. I'm not kidding when I say like I went to work when thank you for the subscription for oh god voice. Thank you for the subscription for 27 months. Enjoy the editing the must be sweeping. So you're cool, 66 stories tall. Excellent. I really need to add like a macro style growth redeem, don't I? That's something I'm gonna have to add before the, you know, the end of my streaming days, which will happen eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, nothing is permanent. Everything is in transience. Please do not keep singing. Hang out with me instead. There we go. Thank you. Silence. Anyways, but yeah. So yesterday yesterday I basically like came home and then passed out. Cause like I was at, I went to work for the day and then I, like during the morning, I drank a liter of coffee, which is like my normal amount, but it's also like usually enough where I feel something. And yeah, I felt nothing. I was actually like about to pass out at my desk from just general exhaustion and fatigue. So it's like, that's probably like not a great sign of things to come. You know, you say nothing lasts forever, but Darkside Phil still streams / squats on the internet. Fair enough. To be fair, also like that's, you know, that is his whole career, and also, for all the shit that Darkside Phil rightfully gets, I don't necessarily. I have too much self-worth to do the shit that he does. So like, you know, thumbs like sideways. I don't know. Like how does the fucking? Isn't it actually like? Because like there's the stereotype career, yeah, right. There's a stereotype that like it's like a thumbs up, like for like from the Roman emperor, like Roman leader, whatever, is like he's allowed to live. Isn't it actually like that's like a sign to release the lions? So welcome on 8th. I'll have you sweeping. Starkey needs a liter of coffee to not feel dead inside. I need a liter of coffee to have a chance of not feeling dead inside. That's the thing though. It's like that's a coin flip at that point. But yeah, no. So it's just like a lot of life stuff recently. I am glad to be back to streaming though, even if fucking OBS is out here making me mad. I guess you feel like that's also, you know, that is for better and worse, the part of the streaming experience is the constant struggle with tech issues. Hopefully at least the mic quality, like even if, you know, even if I won't be able to do the Borb, even if I won't be able to have Borb voice, hopefully at least the audio quality is capable. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to get stuff done for stream last night, but like I sat down at my like home PC and I was like, I have no will to exist. How much coffee should Starkey drink tomorrow? 1 liter, 10 liters, 100 liters, 1,000 liters, 10,000. 10,000 liters, I think, is enough to kill you of water. 10,000 liters is as much as like in a lake. You You're wanting me to consume a lake of coffee, which, like, given the opportunity, I would give it a try. Not for a macro though. Fair. You know what? Fair point. But yeah, no. It's just one of those like. There's a day for self-care, which is to say, like, that, streaming is relatively low stress for me. I think the big thing is, like, when I take time off of stream, it's mostly just that way I make sure that, like, I don't want to bring, like, I don't want to bring some, like, stank energy to stream and have y'all just be like, well, why am I here? What happened? But no, like, that's the kind of thing where I'm like, I want streaming to be enjoyable both for myself as well as for anyone who comes to hang out. I'm trying to think of, like, anything in particular, because, like, life's just been, like, it's not even, like, because I'm like, oh, I had to take Tuesday off because I was stressed, and, like, the reason I was stressed is just work. It's like the most boring thing imaginable to be stressed about is just, like, work and coworkers. Why am I here? What happened to me every day when I wake up? But yeah, so I'd like to, I almost wish that, like, I guess to be fair, like, I wish for, like, the reason the saying is that there's like, the curse is may you live in interesting times. I would like to stop living in historic times. Thank you. I'm done with historic times. I would like boring times. Thank you. Thank you kindly. But yeah, no. So that's just been, life. I'm trying to think of, like, anything I did. I guess, like, with the weekend upcoming is Mother's Day. I'm planning on grabbing my brother and my mom and going out to Hot Pot because it's really fucking funny. Because I remember, like, my mom was obsessed with this place. I can't say the name of it, unfortunately. Because it is local, like, relatively local here in Indiana. But it's basically, welcome on, Yinsid. Glad to have you, Sweet Pink. Yeah, shout out for Yinsid. We just got our first American Pope. The Vatican failed to boycotting the American products, it seems. God, the number of memes to come from, like, the new Pope is, like, already spectacular. With the multiple people I saw joking about how this is the first time Chicagoans will ever root for the Cardinals. But no, new Pope seems like, I'll be honest with you, my expectations for people doing, like, things that are positive and respectful is at, like, an all-time low. So I was definitely like, they're gonna pick someone shitty. But they pick someone who, like, isn't that bad, all things considered. So, like, you know what? I'm gonna take it. Oh, we take life's small victories. Anyways, I got distracted because so my mom loves this place. It's kind of like a fondue style place, which is, like, it has like, they bring out basically they bring out, like, a cast iron, like, a grill. They put it on, like, the table where there's, like, a heating element, and you're supposed to, like, grill food and whatever. Francis really like this guy. Also against the current orange guy. Oh yeah, no, it could be better. There's, like, apparently one option that was, like, better, but also I will take the second best choice, even if, there is some stuff there where it's like, hold your nose. I give it, like, an 8 out of 10. I'm not a Catholic, by the way, so would you date the Pope? Yes, please, yes, ooh, no. My friend was like, my friend was reading an article about the new Pope, and he was like, Starkey, there's this thing that's gonna make you laugh. And he was like, the new Pope is 69 years old, and I laughed then because I'm like mentally like a child. Finding out that the new Pope is 69 years old is really fucking funny, to me personally. And then, but he was like, no, that wasn't the funny part. He goes back to me, he's like, the new Pope is 69 years old and has received some criticism from the other cardinals for being... for not being as worldly and for being inexperienced. And I'm just like, I beg of you, older generation, don't interact with what's up, Crisp?
Wow, Starkey, I can't believe we got a new pope. The first American pope too, bringing deep dish pizza. What interesting times we live in.
You know for a fact they're gonna convert him to a proper Italian pizza. If making fun of deep dish is now heresy, I've done heresy before. I'll fucking do it again. You can't stop me. Which potential national leader candidates would have to go through the hardships of the common folk? Welcome on in, Sagier. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we get a shout out for Sagier? I had a thought and I was gone. Oh, with the deep dish pizza from. Listen. If disliking deep dish pizza prevents me from getting into heaven, I will join into Italian pizza in hell like with everyone else. Oh my god. Listen. I'm glad that there's at least one world figure. Like, I would rather have a world figure like that I feel like I can make a joke about, you know? He literally rolled over Pizza Balla for the deep dish. The number of people who were disappointed, I'm pretty sure people wanted Pizza Balla exclusively because of his name. And to be honest with you, I kind of don't disagree. Pizza Balla is a spectacular last name. Oh my god. But yeah, no. Because so my mom is in love with this like local fondue place, and I was like, oh, you know, like I went there and I'm like, this sucks. Like I didn't say that, but I was like, the food it's a fun place to go to. The food was very bland. And then my friends take me to Hot Pot, and I'm just like, fondue is just white people hot pot. Like that's what, who the fuck voted yes they would date the Pope? Hello? Which one of you nasty godless fuckers? This is still, yeah, no, trust me. I'm counting my blessings that we got at least like a normal, you know. The fact that people are making jokes, fondue is just white people. I'm not wrong. I'm right. They hated him because he spoke the truth. Oh. But no, the fact that people are making jokes about Pope Leo, is it Leo or Leon? He's also he's a Cubs fan. hey, maybe listen. All I'm saying is if the Cubs actually start winning consistently, if they take the next couple of like world championships, I might actually convert is what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. The one person wants the staff of God. Oh my god. To be fair, if memory serves, like because like when you become a Catholic priest, you take on like a vow of celibacy. I'm pretty sure that no cardinal has ever had sex. Okay, that's strike that one from the record, because I'm point blank wrong. No cardinal is supposed to have had sex. Chicago is officially too powerful. You know what I think is really funny? Well, they're supposed to not, but also, but no, like, I think like, it is really funny to me that a Midwest, like, the first American Pope, and also notably, he's also, because he has dual citizenship, he's also the first Peruvian Pope. The first American Pope being from the Midwest validates a lot about my experience growing up of just being like, he spoke Spanish. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, I think he's like, he lived up to this point primarily in Peru, because that was where he was doing a lot of his like, you know, a lot of his, not pilgrimage, but like faith work, I guess. They're like the you know, assisting the poor. There's a term for that, I can't remember. I don't believe in Chicago. It's not a real place. You can't prove to me his mission. That's it. That's more accurate. Also, as much as I say to convert, that That's it. That's me pressing the wrong button. Listen, some things never change. Because like I consider myself like non-denominational Christian. I don't like the structures. Stark, you want to see something cool? Go for it. I don't like the structures, like the power structures that are enabled by religion personally, because I feel like a lot of the times it can be used, which isn't to say like there isn't good created by church structures. It's more just like that it can lend itself towards abusive power structures. And I definitely saw a lot of that growing up. So, you know, I consider myself like non-denominational. I think having grown up being taught, you know, Jesus and his teachings, I genuinely think there's a lot of good in there. A lot of people just use it for bullshit, and that's frustrating to me. If low-key, if Jesus were alive today, he would be whipping ass. My man would be going to fucking town. Where the Vatican does a better job of electing an American leader. You're not wrong. Listen, all I'm saying is, if the rapture happens, if Jesus loves me, yes I know. You're kidding. You think this is a joke, but that's unironically like where I was at age 9. you think that you're like you think that like singing like Bible hymnals like at age 9 was like unreasonable given the fact that I turned into a gay furry on the internet. But no, fuck it, like unironically. My parents sang that song to me a fuck ton growing up, like right before bed, and it was like, how did we get here? How did I end up? It feels like a fluke to be honest with you. But yeah, the chat box couldn't comprehend the 0 with the space integer. Were you trying to send like a no space character? Yeah, like that. I feel like Twitch does some like, you know, there's probably some weird stuff that happens if you try. Can I show you a wild post from r/tarot without any context? Go for it. Listen, this is the game I think where my ADHD is the worst. I feel like this game is even worse for my ADHD than doing art. Francis stacked the Cardinals to have someone he would elect as the next pope. That's the real 3D chess move. It's objectively smart, like objectively quite smart. To be like, yeah, like these are the people who are going to elect my successors. I want to pick people who are going to elect. Yeah, that's kind of like the thing I've come to where I'm like, to some degree, my reading of it is that the Pope Leo is very much like almost Pope Francis, but again, and you know what? I'll take it because there are alternatives that are far worse. Sent you the wild tarot Reddit post. Hold up a moment. Interpretation requested. Second opinion only. Am I going to get divorced? 21 comments. That's a fucking... Yo, Tarot, is my wife gonna leave me? There are far worse options who are favorites. It's a valid character too. It makes me tempted to make the Minecraft account that is 0 with the space character for username. Fucking... I'll be honest with you. I'm so... It's so fucking funny to me because one of my IRL friends, like the friend I had lunch with, his father is a very, very because I can't say evangelical because evangelical implies he was a convert later in life. This is a man who was born and raised Catholic, but the born and raised Catholic in like one of those like prosperity style churches, and then got addicted to Fox News. So he sent a text where he was like, oh hey, they picked a new pope, and has not done any follow-up to talk about
Your boyfriend loves me, yes I know, because your affinity tells me so.
Watch the Cubs start winning the World Series. No, I made the fucking same joke. I'm serious. If the Cubs win the world record, I might start becoming a better Christian. I might be like, okay, fine. I'll get up on Sunday, fine. I still wouldn't go to church, mind, but I'd be like, okay, you know, I'll go get I get the Bible. I think I still have it somewhere in my house. I'll be honest with you. I still, every time I go to like a church, because like, you know, it's America, so like we don't have third spaces anymore, we have churches. Because like, you know, they'll be like, oh, my friend has like a, you know, a violin concert or whatever like that is happening in church, or like I'm going to a wedding that's happening in church. Every time I approach a church, I always make the same joke of, God, I hope I don't burst into flames this time. So far it hasn't happened, but if it happens once, I'm gonna feel so validated. and for lo for the Lord said, nah, back the fuck up. You ain't welcome here, bitch. And I got smacked out. Oh my god. The funny part was MSM had a list of favorites going on, and this guy was kept low-key the whole time to not influence votes. Oh, I believe it. I'd believe it. Because it's like... like you said, it's MSM. It's mass, you know, it's the people who presumably are in line with, unfortunately nowadays, the alt-right, who presumably wanted a much more conservative, shitty person as the Pope. My third space is a local Chinatown. The bookstore has some good Japanese stationery. That sounds lovely, actually. Also, fucking, I saw a post that sent me this. The blood of Christ is now Malort. I've had Malort. What's up? Hold up a moment. What's up, Chris?
It's time for our daily Bible quote. Today's Bible quote is Matthew 19:23-26. Then said Jesus unto his disciples,
Wait.
Verily I say unto you, that
Chris,
the rich
Chris,
man shall hardly
how are you?
enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you,
Chris,
it is easier
Chris?
for a camel to go through the eye
I
of a
just
needle
realized
than for a
the
rich
fucking
man to
the
enter
bot
into
is
the kingdom
broken.
of God.
God. Okay, this is 100% OBS's fault. This is 1000% OBS's fault, and I don't know why. Time to turn water into Budweiser. Oh, okay, so now I know, like, that is actually very validating to be like, all right, cool. So everything's broken forever. Rat broke. Oops, rat broke. Hold up a moment. Where's fucking BikuBot? Okay, let's look. I'm looking and I'm stalking. Goes to studio mode, goes to TTS bot. TTS cable out. Settings. Output. Audio. What the Wait, what? Interesting. I just realized, okay, I should probably look at audio, shouldn't I? Audio sources. Wait, what? What? It's advanced audio properties. Time to reset OBS. I don't want to reset OBS because it's gonna fuck everyone's streaks up. All right. I'll just fucking read the shit you forced Chris to say. It is time for our daily Bible quote. Today's Bible quote is Matthew 19 from 23 to 26. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Amen. No, God, you can tell it's been forever since I've actually done any proper, because Amen is what you're supposed to do after a prayer, not after like a reading of the Bible. Fuck me. Like I said, I've been slacking on my Christianity just a touch. Can you even hear okay, good. You can at least hear the game.
Oh my god, Starkey.
What's up, Chris?
I forgot to tell you about this movie I just saw called Her. It's about a man
Oh god,
who falls in love with this AI chatbot.
Sid,
I wanna
stop,
ask,
stop,
do
you
love
can't
this,
show.
Starkey? Do you? Wait, what are you doing? Starkey,
you know
why
what?
Do you want me to
Chris,
oh, hi,
you can't even hear Chris because you can't hear him. I can hear him. I can hear him just fine because it's everything is working fine. OBS is just violently shitting itself.
If this stream is a mess and
I'm gonna fucking he's quiet.
If this stream is a mess and you know it, clap your hands. If this stream is a mess
Oh.
and you really want to show it, if the stream is a mess
Wait.
and you know it, clap your hands. slash.
Why is Biku bought a separate source? You can hear him. What the fuck is happening?
Stocky, do you want to have the real body of our Lord and Savior? Heard these mushrooms are the body of Christ's. I want to try.
We hijacked your yeah, apparently. What the okay, hold up. Oh, you know what? I think I might know what's happening. I think this one might be a Biku bot issue, actually. Hold up, where the fuck is it? Points. Where's Crisp? I'm gonna grab the rat. I'm gonna grab him. Actually, hold up. Fuck, I can't remember what. Everything is terrible. Everything is bad. I hate you. Give me $20. Okay, where the okay, commands. No. Is it config? Counters, queues, alerts, commands, points? Crisp says it should be going okay. Accounts. Where the fuck is the okay. Cable. What? Text. Why are you using that? I'm at. Why? Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Cable input VB. That should be the one. Hold up a moment. Let me. I'm trying to remember what TTS cable out is. The stream is on fire. Listen, you're right. You are correct. Oh, this should be TT. Okay, that should work. There we go. This should fix it. Hold up. Let me try. Where's? I have too many fucking redeems. This is what I'm realizing right now.
Rats, where the rats?
This is a test.
What the fuck? You know for a fact, okay, maybe you don't, but I know for a fact, the instant I fucking close and restart OBS, all of these issues are gonna be gone. They're gonna be completely resolved. The OBS is 100% gaslighting. You have no idea what a crumble cookie even is. Should Starkey be trendy? Should Starkey be trendy and order a crumble cookies are like a fucking... they're like a trendy white people cookie. I think the gimmick is that each crumble cookie has like an entire stick of butter in it. I'll be honest with you, they look eh. I feel underwhelmed when I look at a crumble cookie. But yeah. Anyways, I think you say something to the effect of the word of the Lord in response to something, praise be to God. That's right. That makes sense now. All right, fucking, that sounds awful. Because like, I think the horrifying thing is fucking people order. You don't even have crumble in Canada. Are we missing out on peak? No. Fuck no. There are people who, because why you keep trying to make Crisp say things.
No, the funniest thing is that the new Pope doesn't have to live in the USA anymore.
I hate it here. I hate that my stream is so broken. Anyways, so there are people who like, you know, because it's one of those like mukbang things where they'll just order, because like so the gimmick I think with Crumble is that they're basically like drop shipped cookies, where like they have a rotating menu of cookies, and each week there's like a new set of 5 cookies. And people, okay, before I explain the things people do with these cookies, I need to, first of all, the average like crumble cookie is like 800 calories, which like, I'm not a calorie counter. I don't really give a shit about calories. I tend to just be like, I'll eat what I want, you know?
Where the rats?
Crisp, I need you to stop scatting in my brain directly. I appreciate the scat ban. I can't. This is hell. Anyways, So like these things are each of these cookies is like 800 calories on average.
Rats. Where the rats?
It's a mental breakdown. It's
So
a
like
mental breakdown,
order half a dozen and do a mukbang.
It's a
Yeah,
mental
fuck it.
breakdown,
They'll
breakdown.
order because like I said,
It's
it's
a
like
mental
5
breakdown,
cookies
It's a
each
mental
week. They'll
breakdown,
order one of
breakdown.
each of the cookies
It's a
and eat them in a
mental
single
breakdown,
meal.
breakdown.
That's 2 days worth of calories in a fucking single meal. And then they fucking eat other things. Like that'll be a single meal for them, is eating an entire set of the crumble cookies. And that's like, listen, I'm not, because like, you know, calorie counting is important. I appreciate some Tums, so I'm like, I don't see a problem. The problem is, you're supposed to space it out more. Yeah, because you're not taking good care of your tum. If you're going to gain weight, you're supposed to do so responsibly, making sure you're getting an appropriate balance of like, you know, of the different things your body needs. Because if you're getting fat off of crumble cookies, you are going to actually end up with heart disease. Like that's the thing. Like if you're a gainer, you have to like make sure you're including fiber also in like as you are gaining, so that way like you're like not fucking up your body long term. Wait, just checked online. It's $20 for 4 cookies. What the actual? That's horrifying. And that's how you end up with Nikocado avocado. That. Okay, I've been watching this YouTuber called Mugen. I've been watching because he does a lot of like explanations of like internet drama, and definitely like the Nikocado avocado situation is like very bizarre because he was just like a really shitty person, and then like people fucking like he's just like a bad person, and then he got fat and people made fun of him, and now that he's like not fat anymore, people are like acting like he's not a shitty person. No, his personality has not changed. Nikocado avocado is still a shitty person. Why are you pretending? Why are we acting like he's changed? Anyways, this has been my 2 cents about 2 cents about drama that's like very stale. I watched his because he has a 2.5 hour video which goes into detail about Genshin drama, and I'm gonna be honest, I've never been like more sold away from a piece of content or media than hearing the extensive mental breakdown of 2 people over a fucking video game, and a gacha game no less. Genshin drama sounds like something a world of parts for me. It's so fucking wild too. It's so wild because a lot of it just turned into like, hey, this guy is like an asshole, but the other person won't stop being a problem to himself and everyone else around him. It just is actually like, it is genuinely mind-blowing that people are like that, like have not touched grass. You should see the Jun and King's 5.5 hour documentary about our Lord and Savior DSP. Isn't there like a fucking 20-hour like extended video series about what's the guy's name? Chris Chan? Because I know they use they them pronouns nowadays, but like I know them as Chris Chan. I don't know what the fuck their name is. I don't want to know. Everything I've learned about them I've learned against my will, and it has made my life significantly worse. Also, I just realized, can we give Chimera and Dragonite a shout out? Chimera and Dragonite, heckin' big sweetie. Very cute, very smoochable. There's nearly 90-hour series on Chris Chan / Christina Weston Chandler, aka the Mother Lover. Oh my god. There's a fucking it's not, I don't remember who it is, but someone did like a fucking like an animated series like talking about like Chris Chan, and it's literally just like he shows up to explain that he like walks up to a random person's doorstep, and it's just like 5 hours later. Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah, I know. I fucked up pretty bad. My days. It's everything I've learned about them has been against my will, and I'm just like, it's one of those stories. I'd rather watch Lord of the Rings 5 times than Chris Chan. It's one of those things where like, Starkey plays a dino game. Has he talked about kinks yet? Welcome on, Brianna. It's glad to have you, Sweet Bean. We haven't talked about kinks yet, but we have talked about internet drama. So, I think there is like meaningfully a significant subset of people who, like, how do I phrase this? I don't think the internet should be accessible by everyone. And I don't, at the very least, not the social aspect of the internet. Internet drama, my favorite thing in the entire world. I think that there is, like, you need to have, like, neurological training. Like you have to be trained on how to use the internet, and also trained on how to manage the shit that comes with using the internet before you're allowed to use the internet. Which, like, that, I know that that's like one of those, like, I actually like genuinely feel like the internet is as much, it like fucks up people's lives to a similar degree and level as like guns. And I feel like that might seem like an overstatement, but like, having watched like a bunch of Down the Rabbit Holes, there's a really common theme of like someone who's weird or like has neurological issues or like genuinely needs like psychiatric help, goes on the internet and has the internet make it 10,000 times worse. How much money would you be paid to hang out with Christian for 2 hours? Okay. Here are my hypothetical conditions. There needs to be like fucking like bulletproof glass between the two of us. 10,000, like $100,000. Those are the conditions. I do it for 6 figures. Yeah, six figures seems like the absolute minimum. Also, like I said, like I need there to be something between me and that person. Because everything I've heard about them makes them seem like genuinely capable of incredible violence, and I don't want to engage with that. These are, well, very interesting. I'll give you that. It's a start at least. I wish I could say, wow, they're right on the amber, Starkey, but I don't really know that what that would look like. Pennington, my boy, how goes the smithing? Hast thou stitched a garment for the ages? Uncle, I'm still only on the drafting stages. Starkey here went and got me some inspiration, and we're playing the game. Starkey, pray tell, doth thine own countenance deceive me? I would not think a mere shopkeeper, offense admitted, would have the capability of making something so spectacular. Uncle, these aren't the finished designs, they're... Nonsense, boy! You are a fellow artiste, and nay, naught shall ever be satisfactory for thine own eyes. But it's perfect, stupendous, gentile, true. Why, you must simply let me have it immediately. You know what, Uncle? I'm glad you love it. Look, Starkey, what he doesn't know can't hurt him. Now let's just see how much he'll pay for. And he's gone. Well, at least he's out of my feathers. Thanks again, Starkey. Maybe next time we can do a more intentional collab. Our parents as kids remember not everything you see on the internet is true. Our parents now, they're eating pets in Cleveland. Yeah. It is really funny the degree to which fucking like the generation that's like the generation that insisted that you that like everything on the internet was lying has completely been taken in by AI. I've seen multiple videos now about like the older generations just lose their shit over some like AI images where they insert Jesus into like bowls of cereal and shit. Oh, did you see the cat on Facebook? It's so cute. Clearly AI. It's fucking wild, right? It's like when they told us to fucking like be critical. Welcome on in, Spout. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can you shout for Spout? It's like when they told us to be critical of everything on the internet. It's like that, like they gave us the ability to be critical and think critically, but completely like dropped it themselves. Cleveland is a wild place. I've heard, but not that wild. But no, like, have I been to Cleveland? I genuinely, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's many reasons I hate Ohio, but the thing that about Ohio that annoys me, all of the fucking cities that matter in Ohio start with C, and I can't keep any of them straight. People fucking love giving advice they can't take. Oh, absolutely.
Hey Starkey, why is it that I never see forklifts actually lift forks?
Is that the Spout? Awesome Goober Bird? Welcome on, Razzie. Glad to be a Sweet Bean. It is the Spout. But yeah, how you doing, Spout, you Sweet Bean? Spout's chat made him do the dog residue grind. Oh no! in Undertale. Starkey's starting to sound like they live in Akron, Ohio. I think I went to Cleveland for a friend's wedding. I can't remember. It might have been one of the other C cities in Ohio. Hi everyone, doing good? Hope you're well. I'm doing all right. I had to take Tuesday off just because like general exhaustion, but the three big ones: Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. I think I've been to all three of those. I think I think maybe I've only been to two of them. I can't remember which one's which. Anyways, but yeah, no, hopefully, thanks to shout, no problem. Hopefully been doing good. I was actually, I saw your recent, like, Flex Friday post, and you're looking pretty good. The mass is definitely packing on and definitely showing. Should we make Ohio its own nation? Honestly, I'll be honest, part of me is like, can we just like split America in half and then let, you know, let the Wild West gunmen of the nation just take over half of it? Preferably the ones where they don't have access to like high magnitude explosives. I'm here. Oh, come on, Fine Point. Glad to be a Sweet Bean. Also, we're about to run 3 minutes of ads. We run those every hour so people don't have to deal with pre-rolls as soon as they join the stream. So go grab a snack, go take care of yourself, go get some rest. You know, hydrate, go for a stretch, go for a walk. Gotta fluctuate the muscle and fat. Exactly. You gotta balance them. Muscle looks a lot better with a little bit of fat, and fat looks a lot better with a little bit of muscle. Why do the worst states have the best theme parks? I'll be honest with you. For all the shit, like, I'll be the first one to tell you, like, Indiana's fucked up. Because, like, you know, Indiana's, like, straight up, like, the meth capital of the world. It also contains within it the stabbing capital of the world. If you go to Gary, Indiana, I still would rather be in Indiana than Ohio, if only just because people have left Indiana and not come back. Every single person I know who's ever lived in Ohio has either lived there for the rest of their lives or just become like they leave and for like 4 years and then they're forced back through life circumstances. If you read fucking Uzumaki, it's the end of Uzumaki where like they just aren't allowed to leave, that all paths lead back to fucking Ohio. There is no escape. You will die there. And that's why I'm like, I will never live in Ohio. The muscle gut and dad ball looks. I wish I had more. I wish I could like survive by working 20 hours a week, so that way I could dedicate like an hour each day to like working out. Because I would love to go full dad bod. I like actually have like the genetics and like the experience to like actually put on the muscle mass and the belly, but like I just don't have the free time. Because, like, you know, mostly because I'm stubborn. Me streaming and me doing art is like an act of stubbornness. Like, it's an act, in my opinion, of stubborn defiance towards capitalism. At least that's how I justify it to myself. Because I'm like, these are things that I want to meaningfully do with my lives. With lives plural. But no, like, I would love to just be like, yes, I want I want to work even if it's like 10 less hours a week. If I got like 1 extra day off, I would be down to just be like, yes, I will like because currently my thing is like I spend Saturday, Sunday preparing for next week, and then like resting up as best I can. But like having a dedicated day off would let me be like, okay, like I can actually plan stuff now, or like, you know, having fewer hours each day at work, so I could be like, yeah, let me sneak in like an hour trip to like the gym or whatever. It's part of why the joke about like, because if I ever do hit partner, I will actually be, you know, I will consider the prospect of opening an OnlyFans. But also like part of that would just be like motivation to some degree to just like veg. There we go. Never enough time, as they say. Yeah, it's the one resource that always goes down. I just realized, did that... Okay, so it gave him very specifically one vegetal, which that's good to know. That I don't give him an entire stack of vegetables. All right. But yeah, now like. Because I also feel like work is like, I actively get less done at work because you know, I feel like if I worked like 24 hours, I would actually get substantially more done at work. Because I wouldn't be like, well, I just have to like, you know, because I'm very like, what's up, Chris?
Where the rats?
Hey look, time passed, we'll never give back. Hey look, even more time passed, and it's never coming back, as this message plays more and more time is stoned.
Thank you for this horrifying realization. No capping, buff but healthy, hydrated with not much abs showing, looks way sexier than the dehydrated look you see in movies like Hugh Jackman, the Wolverine versus picture of him in the beach, properly hydrated. That's why they say pecs are better than. Yeah, I'm definitely on. I'm on team pecs over abs. Like, but also, because like I'm, you know. Because if they got a little bit of rounded tummy and then also pecs, that's chef's kiss right there. Like enough where they're like they you know they're clearly eating, like they're not considering calorie counting, but they work out enough where like it's never a concern that they eat too much. I just like men. I like buff men. I'm sorry, I'm having brain rot at the moment, but also. If you've been here for long enough, you know that's not a surprise. That is just a thing that happens here. I'll be honest with you, Hugh Jackman and the Wolverine was actually my first childhood crush. That was because it's also one of those things where it's like I think it's one of those things where it's like. It's not necessarily like a deal breaker for me for like, you know, our hairy versus smooth, but I definitely do enjoy like a nice layer of body hair. I'm starting to see results in my body, thankfully. I used to hate my self-image. I've taken like the other way where I'm now comfortable with my body, even though I don't work out as much as I would like to. Where I'm now like just, you know. And like, if I did start working out, that'd be great because it means that like I can move my body closer to like my ideal personal attraction. But also, that would be for me as opposed to like, you know, that would be for me to enjoy myself rather than for me to not hate myself. It's kind of like a weird, you know, self-actualization and like that kind of like learning to appreciate yourself as you are, but also recognize you could be better. Is definitely like, it seems contradictory, but it's also like, I think part and parcel of the human experience. I can't hate my body. I have way too much of a belly. So there's two things to be said there. People like bellies. You know, that is, it might seem like a silly statement, but I do mean it sincerely. So if you're worried about how other people perceive you, like that is something to keep in mind, is that like people actually appreciate bellies kind of more than maybe we give them, you know, maybe more than it gets like naturally discussed. And the other thing is that like it's kind of worth like kind of dissecting whether it's a dislike for your body or if it's just, you know, if it's just like that critical voice in the back of your head that's trying to tell you, oh, you know, because like I had that perfectionist streak for a while, and I still do. It's for me, it manifests mostly in things I make, where I'm like, hey, you know, this is something I'm like basically showing off that as an aspect of myself. Like that's why I'm very, even though I've gotten better about art, I still am very like self-critical about my art and constantly wanting to be improving, which is good from like a getting better at art perspective, but is bad from feeling like I'm making, you know, that I'm actually like making progress. And that's kind of the thing. It's like you have to like kind of take a step back and remind yourself, like, what reason am I doing this? Am I doing this because other people want me to, like, am I doing this that way other people find me more attractive? Am I doing this because I don't like the way I currently look? Am I doing this because I would like to look another way? Because there's actually like, it might seem like a silly point to differentiate on, but I think that there is like a genuinely meaningful difference between I want to get more fit because I hate the way I look versus I want to get more fit so I look closer to how I want to look. Like, it's the same, you know, it's towards the same goal, but it's a very different mentality. You still have flat stomach and still not have abs showing through. There's even a bodybuilder I know who was way more handsome when he wasn't dehydrating himself and suffering for a tournament. And when he's taking a healthy take of water, his abs are undefined. You know, I respect the grind, but also I definitely like prefer more like, for me, I'm more like off-season bodybuilder or like powerlifter tends to be the builds that I'm more attracted to. Also, just like, because there's sometimes I look at like bodybuilders and I'm like, it's a little horrifying, right? Like, don't get me wrong, like, what, you know, it's impressive that they're able to do that with, like, it's impressive they're able to sculpt that body to like that level of cut, but like at some point it starts looking less, like, it almost looks inhuman. Like, for me, like that you know, 0.1% body fat, like incredible dehydration just looks almost like skeletal to me in a way that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I wish I had a smoother stomach, but I can't get around doing exercise regularly in general. But then just like find ways to, you know, like sneak it in. And honestly, here's the thing, I hate it, but like, if you're eating healthy, exercise is probably gonna be one of the better ways for you to like slim down. But also, cutting back on calories can be a way to slim down. And then you need to find sneak what in? Oh, sneak in exercise. I was like, wait, what did I say? What was it? Welcome on in, Growly. Glad to have you, sweet. You can shout for Sir Growly. I did the, okay. There's a fucking, there's the streamer thing where like, because like usually I have decent recall with what I'm talking about, but that goes out the window fucking completely as soon as I'm streaming. Because for me, it's very much like, like when I'm talking with friends, it's different than when I'm talking on stream, where like, I actually have like when I'm just hanging out with friends, like I actually have like a running tally of like what our conversation is. At the instant I'm on stream, I don't have that extra brain power to work with. What does what does that mean? Sneak in exercise. Memory, hi. Yeah, find ways to sneak in exercise, even if it's just like, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk. Because, you know, if you're like me and you have like a desk job, you can do things like, hey, you know, if you've got like a problem that you're trying to think your way through, like if you're trying to implement a new code, take a moment and unironically just like be like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk and think about this. Like, use it as like kind of like a dual opportunity to be like, get in like, you know, minor exercise where you can by like going on like a walk, walking around like your space, whatever. And then also, you know, making progress at work by like actually considering like what is the best solution here. Pics of him at conventions and him at a competition look like two completely different people. Convention's a friendship, competition him is scary. while you're in a waiting like squat to both exercise and show your dump truck in the person behind. It's a win-win situation. Exactly. Also, like, you know, normalize like getting standing desks. I have a sitting desk at home, and I know it's not great. Okay. Can I talk about like one thing that makes me a little bit sad? I fucking miss playing Beat Saber, but I have a Quest 2, and I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg to like not be a dick about things anymore. So I'm like, all right, I guess I just can't play Beat Saber anymore. Fuck me, I guess. Welcome on, Doshian. I'm glad to have you, sweet man. It makes me sad that like I'm like, this is because like luckily I got it when I had like when it was basically disposable income, but it's a $400 fucking brick now. I have a standing desk converter. It's great. It really does seem extremely handy to just be like, yeah, I just feel like standing up now. Admittedly, I need to do better about like, because for me it's weird. Being tall does like, there's a lot of stuff you don't realize being tall, like that, like you're like, you know, if you do anything unhealthy with your body, it shows on tall people. Like if a short person and tall person did the same like slightly unhealthy behavior, it shows on the tall person much faster that they're fucking up. I want a standing desk, not to stand, but to sit high. So, you know, welcome on Amber. It's good to have you, sweet bean. Like, it was really funny because, like I said, one of my friends gave me he gave me like a back massage to like help work out some tension that I was dealing with because my body was fucked up on Tuesday. He did my back and he was like, it's not that bad. He felt my legs and he's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like, clearly something was fucked up with my legs and he just didn't elaborate. I'm like, great. Good to know. But no, like, my PC broke and I got a flu the same day, so I won't be able to mod until Saturday. Understandable. But hey, thank you, like, get some rest. You know, hey, it's when it rains it pours, but the good news is like those two things kind of cancel themselves out at each other because it means you just get an opportunity to rest. Starkey, when I'm visiting, I'm giving you a massage. I very much welcome that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. With the way my pain tolerance is, just fuck me up, fam. Like, just actually devastate. Like, if I am not a fucking like pile of noodles by the end, go harder. genuinely, like, if I am not screaming, you can go harder. That was what I was learning. That's what I learned from like that massage. And I was letting things because like he was, you know, he was putting a substantial amount of weight and effort into it. So I was like, you know, and also like I wasn't the only one who was getting like some getting some stuff worked out of my system because my brother was also like getting a massage and apparently he was significantly worse than I was. Not fucking CBT. I don't want to be in pain. I just like, here's the thing. To give context, that was the first time I've ever received a massage ever where like it didn't fuck up my body. I have substantial and I have very historied knots in my spine and back that probably go back to high school. Yeah, those are going to require a pretty concerted effort to unfuck. So yeah, just absolutely devastate me with like a, you know, deep tissue massage. Remember to, contrary to popular belief, if you're turning 30 or are 30 and your back and knees hurt, it's not an age problem, it's a you problem. Time to see a doctor. Oh, for sure. Like if you're having like a meeting, I had back problems when I was 20. Like literally like 2021 in that range of time. I was actually like, my back was so bad I had to go to the doctor and get like medical grade like stuff they cannot sell over the counter strength muscle relaxants because of how fucked up my back was. Knowing your friend did such a good job makes me proud because I trained him. Oh, for sure, he did a spectacular job. That was like I said, because I've had people who like, oh, like let me, you know, like I've had people offer massages before and like, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, give it a shot. And then they just aggravate the fuck out of it. But like, he actually did a very, very amazing job and like made the situation so much better. Yippee! Look how pretty this is. The Fireflies are sure to love all this, Starkey. Maybe they'll even spread the news to their Firefly friends. Being surrounded by clean, safe environments really does help all those messy thoughts in your mind. Not so old, Furry called them grit. Shut up, Oh? Truth be told, healing a broken bone or a headache is one thing, but the mysteries of the mind are greater than any of us truly understand. I'm going to continue doing my best to help every folk I can, no matter how complicated their issue. Here, take these wings. Maybe the fact that you're thriving on the island is also proof that it's healing? Make sure to come hang out if it all gets too much, Starkey, and take regular breaks. But yeah, no, that... it was just like a nice, you know... Because like, one of the weird things about like getting a massage is like... Because like, it must, like, the knots that form in your body are like quite literally physiological, like... They're quite literally like physiological embodiments of stress that you just haven't dealt with. So getting a massage is almost like emotionally cathartic, because it's almost like someone is like working the stress out of you, which I didn't realize until I got one, because I always heard like, oh, you know, it's so relaxing, and like my experience with massages was that they were painful and made things worse. So so yeah, suffice to say, 10 out of 10 experience. Absolutely, will inquire again, respectfully. But you know, it's good. Being a fucking, like, being an adult is also just like dealing with inexplicable pain. It feels like at times. I'm not saying this at all to try and like worry anyone. I've been dealing with like some very slight chest pain for like probably like a week now. I'm just like, if I die, I die. I should actually get a massage. I genuinely plan on buying a massager at some point. Like, not even like for sussy reasons. Like, unironically, like a professional muscle massager genuinely would be so welcome in my life right now. Imagine getting someone to work on your knot as a furry. I mean, listen. With my experience, finding someone who is willing to work on a knot, finding a furry who's willing to work on a knot is not that rare. Which knot? See what I mean? See what I mean? They pop up out of the woodworks. Massages are good for, so here's the thing. Massages are good for you, but they're also, I think, it's you know, I tend to use TENS units, but I also have a massage gun. Like, it's about, like, with massages, you need to make sure that you're getting them done properly, I think is the big thing. Because if you get a bad massage, it actually will make things significantly worse. And that has been my experience with massages up until that point. Where it was just like, well, I am now in much more pain, so like, that's great. That's poggers, really. I thought you said misogynists are good. No, not misogynists. Welcome on in, Seth. What have you, sweet pea? Can we get a shout out for Seth? But no, misogynists are not good for you. They are in fact very unwelcome. That was a fucking... I can't remember if it was today. I was definitely reading an article today, like you know, one of those extremely correct, because it was one of those things where, like, you know, I try to avoid doom scrolling too hard on Blue Sky, but there are times where I read things and I'm like, well, that put me in a shitty mood. That is in fact the person who edits Pop-Mutt's videos. I saw a video today where it was I think it was from like Tumblr, where it was like trans mask guy who was talking about like, yeah, becoming trans mask opened my eyes to a lot of really like if you are very much like the heterotypical trans or heterotypical masculine person, life is so goddamn lonely. Oh, the celebrity in Starkey's chat. Oh my god. But no, like, and that's kind of one of those things where like they're talking about like the experience of like, yeah, it's really fucking lonely being like, you know, male presenting and interacting with people. I'm just like, I feel like some amount of that is inherently caused by misogynists. So even if you're a fucking, like, even if you're like, you know, you're like, whatever, who, like, you know, I've never interacted with a woman. Misogynists are also bad for your health personally if you are a guy, because they make a world more toxic and actively, you know, disrespectful and unwanting of masculinity. Misogynist and homophobia, yeah. They kind of go hand in hand, unfortunately, and they make for a world that's very lonely. But also, you don't fucking owe anyone anything. Well, it seems to be a good time to join the stream. Welcome on Erratic Things. Glad you're sweeping. I'm lucky, and I have friends who are like, you know, I think of being, honestly, being queer means that like I have the emotional, you know, I have friends who are emotionally available to just be like, yeah, physical contact. Because like platonic physical contact with other guys, like not even romantic, just be just like, yeah, this is a friend. We are snuggling now. It's really nice. I can't tell my but I love them. That would be gay. Meanwhile, my sister tells her female friends that she loves them all the time and she's straight. Being queer and a furry is awesome. Oh, for sure. Like, there was a post that I saw Foxy Brand make where he's like, I was talking, you know, I had a friend ask me like, if you could choose to, would you be straight? And he was like, no. And I kind of agree with him, where I'm like, I've learned to love myself as I am, and part of learning to love myself is loving that I'm queer and loving that my friends appreciate me for who I am and in my homosexuality. I fucking, okay, being a cuddle puddle is fantastic. I can't remember if I told this on stream or not. There was definitely a day where I was hanging out with some friends from college, who are still, you know, they're all my friends to this day. 'Cause, you know, which means I made the right decision in regards to like which friends I ended up, you know, pursuing, you know, more developed relationships with. So we were just hanging out one day at a friend's apartment, and you know, it had been on my mind for a while to be like, hey, like, it might be worth telling my friends that I'm gay. That, like, you know, because it's one of those things where it's, you know, I knew my friends were going to be supportive, but it's still scary. It's still a scary thing to come out, because it is ultimately being honest about an aspect of yourself in a way that like people can reject and be really shitty about. So even though I knew my friends were going to be supportive, there's still like that kind of like animalistic, like, don't do it. They can't be trusted. No one can be trusted. They can't know your secret. Like, but no. And so I was just like, hey, you know, guys, since we're all here, I'm gay. And then one of my other friends was like, oh my God, you're gay? Since we're coming out. And then they're like, yeah, I'm trans. And to this day, fuck, wrong button. To this day, they feel so fucking guilty that they stole my thunder for coming out. And it's genuinely, you started the coming out trade. To be fair, it was just the two of us at the time. Although, like, since then, more or less, a lot of people in our friend group have come out as being like, maybe not gay or trans, but like, you know, bi, pan. Let me see. It's like, I think it's either one or two pans. One person who's pan, one person who's bi, one person who is one of those two. I'm gay. One of my friends is trans. I'm gay. And unironically was the situation of like, I'm gay. Nah, I'm gayer. Fuck you. And honestly, I think it's so fucking funny that to this day they're like, I'm so sorry for like stealing your thunder, and I'm like, you took the attention, like, cause like I said, I was nervous. I was genuinely like, I knew it was gonna be okay, but there's, like I said, there was still that animal part of me, my brain, that was like, you are taking a risk by doing this. And to have someone else be like, yeah, yeah, same, but more. I'm you, but more. Was like such a relieving experience to have the trans friend come out and be like, yes, I am trans. Was because it like immediately, like, you know, they feel like they stole my thunder, but like having that connection of being like, yeah, like fucking I also am like not in, you know, I also like I'm not like the heterotypical person, like genuinely put me so at ease. Oh, you're like dick? I like twice as many dicks. Oh, only one dick? Pathetic. I have friends that cover the whole LGBTQ spectrum. I think my IRL friend group covers the full alphabet mafia. Wait. We don't have a specifically lesbian friend, unfortunately. The what? The alphabet. The joke is that if you're part of the LGBT like group, that's the alphabet mafia. We got polyamorous. We found out who the rat was. It's polyamorous Tony. God damn it! I knew it. I want Tony dead. I want his wife dead. I want his wife dead. His wife dead. What? His wife dead. I fucking love that video so much. But no. Welcome on in, Rich. Glad to have you, Sweet Fiend. Because I don't think we have anyone in my IRL friend group who is very specifically identifies as a woman and is also attracted to women. Or attracted to women exclusively, rather. Because I think we might wait. Maybe the extended friend group. I'll be honest with you, it's hard to keep track. There's a thing we do every year for me and my college friends and a lot of extended friends called Friendsgiving. The last two Friendsgivings have been relatively tame, and they've only been 20 people. Only 20 people. If every single person who was invited to Friendsgiving makes it to Friendsgiving, it will be like 50 people. I also have friends that cover the alphabet mob. Also, what is a friend group that you're from different nations? That's a good point. I mean, like, it's kind of different with like online interaction because like I know a ton of people from all over the world. I know a bunch of people from like I am personally friends with a bunch of people in Germany, the UK, Australia. I've interacted with a bunch of people who are like Japan, Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, China. Honey, that's a bus. So like at some, I don't necessarily know that there's like a term for that. Like for people who are just like, I guess, and I don't mean this. If you're being cynical, you could call it like a Burger King's kids club style, where you're you know, but like I feel like that has like almost a cynical connotation to it, which I don't necessarily think is authentic. Because like I genuinely think it's so cool to have like friends from like all over the world and being able to talk about Mr. Worldwide. Like having friends from all over the world and being like, hey, like this is my like, you know, I would like to learn more about your like, you know, your upbringing, your culture. And I think that's really cool to be like, yeah, this, because as an American, we don't really get that a whole lot. Like Americans, you know, since up until this point, we've kind of been the hegemony of culture. People generally understand kind of what like growing up as an American is, but learning about like, you know, like, oh yeah, like this is my experience growing up in like Germany. This is my experience growing up in like the Netherlands. This is my experience growing up in like Taiwan, or like, you know, welcome on a Roaring Jace. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. I think it's just cool. And I think that's okay. Part of why like I try my best to cook because I try to cook. This is my experience growing up on the internet. Oh God. Welcome on in, Jerry. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Yeah, growing up on the internet and then turning into a furry because you got super into Neopets. This is a targeted attack. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. Nerd. But like, so like I try to eat a variety of like of foods from a variety of like, you know, locations. I try to eat like, you know, I try to avoid eating like just like Americana or like just Mexican, just Spanish, because I feel like I want to learn how to cook something from every culture. Just that way, like I can have a talking point. So like when I'm, you know, if I want, like if I go to like the international market and I'm like, I bump into like, you know, like kind of an Indian auntie or like, you know, someone who's like, you know, someone who's working the fish stand who very clearly has like, you know, the Japanese characters on themselves. I want to be able to have that connection point to be like, hey, you know, talk to me about your culture. Like I want to learn a recipe. Like talk to the, you know, Habibi about like, what's your butter chicken recipe like? What's your chicken tikka masala? Like, do you like a chana masala? Like, what do you enjoy cooking? Because like food is the universal, like outside of death and taxes, food is universal for people, and people are really excited to share their foods. I grew up on furries from different cultures. The Monkey King is an Anthro stone monkey. I learned, I need to start learning to cook soon, to be honest. I love the cultural exploration of it, but I'm very intimidated by cooking. Starkey just embodies being randomized at this point. So the thing with cooking, I should make you learn Brazilian cuisine. Brazilian cuisine actually looks really fucking good. I've gone to Fogo de Chao, but I also recognize that like Brazilian steakhouse is very much like Brazilian cuisine as meant to be eaten by Americans. Starkey Morph stream randomizer when. like Fogo de Chao is very much Americanized, like, you know, Americanized Brazilian, but also because it's, you know, it's very much like it's heavy on the meat. I think is also the thing. Like, what kind of like Brazilian food do you have that's like vegetarian that like doesn't necessarily make use of like the like cattle you have? Like that would be really cool to learn, to be like, hey, what kind of vegetables, what kind of flavor profiles do Brazilian people enjoy? Dungeon Meshi embodies connection from food. Exactly. Because it's like that point where you can be like, you know, so I've talked about this a little bit. There's this lovely little Japanese cafe near where I live. And I go to it pretty consistently, to the point where the lady who runs the shop started recognizing me. And she was like, hey, because she doesn't speak very, you know, at the very least, she's gotten better at English since then, but she at the time didn't speak very much English at all. She like basically knew enough how to take orders and like, you know, take orders for the food. And that was more or less it. She didn't even know the ingredient names in English. And she was like, hey, you're here consistently. Can I share like a dish from my home country? And I was like, absolutely. It was like genuinely kind of an honor to have her be like, hey, I want to share this with you. We need a TF command first. I really do need to add a TF command. Welcome to the wonderful, the world of cultural geography. It's all about the concepts of the intersection of food, location, history, and culture. Exactly. But it was it was very funny because she made it to, and it was she didn't give me the name of the dish. It was very much, it was kind of like an undercooked okonomiyaki. It was like flour, carrots, like shrimp, but it had a texture similar to almost like raw oyster, where like it was a little bit difficult for me to kind of get around, and I think she knew that. She could see me struggling with it a little bit, and she was like, "You don't have to finish." I'm like, "No, absolutely, you're sharing this with me. This is a moment for me to appreciate you as a person and your like cultural history. I'm fucking finishing this," and I did. And I like to think that like that made a positive impact to have someone be like, yes, I'm reaching out to try and make that connection. Funniest thing is the amount of Brazilians that spend time like a week in another country, and the moment they eat Brazilian food again, they cry. I've definitely cried to a couple of dishes here in America. To be fair, the one that comes to mind immediately when I think about crying to food, I graduated college in the middle of the pandemic. I went to some friend's place. I hadn't seen them in like a year and a half at that point, and I just finished finals and just learned that I was guaranteed to graduate. And I was eating mac and cheese with popcorn chicken, bacon, and like hot sauce, and I was like, it was so much fucking like pent up like anxieties, like fear, all that fucking like it just all got released on this dish of mac and cheese, and I was just fucking sobbing into it. Last time I ate an undercooked thing, it gave me some really bad shits, like it was bad. I'm about to enjoy an American food classic for dinner, peanut butter and jelly. I treated myself to Wonder Bread too. So I grew up on peanut butter and jelly. I can't do it anymore because I realized I was allergic to peanuts. Which I think is funny because like I definitely remember like one day as a kid just being like, I don't want peanut butter and jelly anymore. And I just didn't have it until I didn't have fucking peanuts for like a decade. And then like when I was in college, I was a freshman in college. I was staying in the dorms for like the first semester. I remember waking up for a 7 o'clock lab, which was hell on earth. It was real bad. But that 7 o'clock lab, like I woke up at like probably like 6 because it was like a 30-minute walk and I had to get ready for it. I woke up at 6, ate a peanut butter bar, and as I'm like getting ready, I'm like, why am I struggling to breathe a little bit? That's weird. I just woke up. Like my airways should be clear. Oh, that's got peanuts. Am I allergic to peanuts? And that's how I learned I was allergic to peanuts. I can't hear of Wonder Bread without hearing about it. Oh god damn it! We almost got through the Wonder Bread without someone mentioning the thing. My contribution to the culinary world is I once got banned from an all-you-can-eat buffet for refusing to eat the rice and noodles. Okay. I almost, because I know, but I like it. I fucking welcome on NPC. Glad to be sweeping. Because what's really funny. So there's this local hot pot place me and my friends have gone to a whole bunch of times, and to the point where the owner recognizes us because we're 3 white people who show up consistently and like do hot pot. And at some point you started noting is like, hey, if you're getting the hot pot, you're also like, we have sushi. You're allowed to go get the sushi as well. And we're just like, yeah, but hot pot. Why would we get sushi? There's hot pot. Like, did to the point where like we're pretty sure he's concerned that we think he might be concerned he's scamming us because we're just like, yeah, we go to Hot Pot, we get a bunch of vegetables. we don't go to Hot Pot and get the fucking like get the plate, the like stacked up plate of shredded meat. Hot Pot place is gonna do Hot Pot better. Yeah, no, fucking I love Hot Pot. I'm actually taking my mom to go get Hot Pot this weekend, and I'm excited about it. Sushi at Hot Pot place is like getting Hot Pot at a sushi place. I mean, I at one point I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give the sushi a try. It was actually not bad. Welcome on in, Digi. Glad to have you, Sweepy. Good shout for DigiWolf. The sushi at the Hot Pot place wasn't bad. It just wasn't special, I think. It's like, for me, I'm like, I want to get sushi, and I want the sushi to like blow me away. We should say a hot pot a bunch more times until times it still means something to my ears. I would do hot pot, but I don't know how, like, I know I watched a video, but I'm just not sure. There's too many hot pot places around my neighborhood. So the idea is really simple. You just get like a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of meat, and then you get a boiling pot of soup base, and then you just cook the like, because it'll be raw meat, raw vegetables. Sent relevant picture. I received a relevant, oh, you sent it to me on Telegram, didn't you? Jaren, just pick the closest one. That is okay. It is funny because let me pull up Telegram real quick. There's two hot pot places near where I live. And we go to them for very different reasons. One we go to when we're introducing someone to hot pot, because it's very overwhelming. Oh my god. That's fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so you see, yeah, it's like 15 hot pot places around you. Jesus Christ. Dude, that's just the ones that are probably tagged on Google. I don't have a hot pot near me, but I do have a Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue is a very similar experience. Probably better to go to a more expensive place than a cheap one to start. The cheap ones might, so the difference between the expensive and cheap places are that the cheap places are probably going to be as good. They just might be a little bit harder for you to figure out what's going on. Korean barbecue is amazing. God, I need to do Korean barbecue again too. I kind of, so I'll be honest, I had a late lunch, so I kind of skipped dinner, and I'm now realizing how much of a mistake that was. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Korean barbecue places. Fucking... Oh, Cornflake Girl, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Live Check. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Jaren, where do you live? Because I need to live there now. I genuinely, like... low-key, because when I go to Hot Pot, I'm just like, go eat bird. I'm streaming. They should sell Hot Pot as a Hot Pot. Most Hot Pot places actually do noodles. So like they'll have like ramen noodle bags, like just the bag. You don't use the spice, like you don't use the salt like packet. Where do you live that you have that many Korean barbecue places? Because Jaren, you've mentioned you live in Queens. Okay, so yeah, New York City. Yeah, that'll do it. If you're near Chinatown, that will be fucking loaded to the brim with Hot Pot. Oh my god. But no. So if you're going to a Hot Pot place, the thing you need to know, whatever you do, do not eat the noodles first. The noodles are to end off your Hot Pot experience. So you cook a bunch of stuff in the Hot Pot base. Then like when you've got that all cooked and eaten, and like you're like, okay, like I got a little bit of space left and I want to just enjoy the broth, you throw some noodles in there. The noodles immediately soak up the broth and cook, and then you eat those. And then if you're feeling spicy, they'll give you like rice, and you can like basically use the rice to soak up whatever remains. Also, if you're going to Hot Pot, a lot of Hot Pot places will have ice cream, because ice cream is traditionally eaten after a Hot Pot. Do it. Like, you might not think you have the room for it. Do it. It'll be worth it. It'll hurt, but it'll be worth it. I definitely have I've gone to the local Hot Pot place too many times where like I can now guess kind of Starkey and VC. Yeah, I'm hanging out in the VC. Feel free to join if you'd like to. Because I actually forgot that I was in the voice chat. Ice cream. It's because it's to cool you down after like, because you know you're eating a lot of hot liquid, so. God, but no, like I've gone to the local Hot Pot place too many times where like now I can guess, I can reasonably, I know exactly how much food I get. I get like 2 plates, one of which is a ton of veggies and mushrooms, and one that's a ton of meat, and I just like I don't have to get back up. I'm suffering from level 99 brain rot because the first thing that came to my mind when you said rice is that one Trisha Paytas clip. I have no idea who Trisha Paytas is. I'm about to jump scare the burb. I mean, listen. Unironically, DA did do that once, where DA just showed up. It was like, okay. Like DA joined joined me on stream and was like he was in the like voice call for like a solid minute, but I didn't know he joined because like when Discord is in like stream mode, it turns off the ping, like the sound of people joining the voice chat. So like I was just like chatting away playing like I think Slime Rancher, and he just screams at the top of his lungs, and it scared the shit out of me. You don't know about the chaotic energy that Trisha Paytas? How? The one thing you'll learn about me, I don't
don't know them
fucking
either.
know shit about fuck.
Which is
I am
wild, because
actually
you would
so
think-
disconnected from popular culture. It's kind of amazing. Like,
People would just hand you these things.
like
'cause it's
I very
cursed.
frequently have to be like, I very frequently to my friends have to be like, I don't know who that celebrity is. Have I seen anything that they're in? And they're like, yes, they're this character from this show. Is tteokbokki hot pot because a witch tteokbokki is
Oh, we had a witch tteokbokki.
okay, so is it tteokbokki or tteokbokki? Because I know the TTOK, like because the you know the Korean rice cake is called tteokbokki.
I'm gonna use.
She gave birth to the reincarnation of Queen Elizabeth II, allegedly. Gotta do a test. Apparently now she got Pope Francis. Oh my god. I love the one of my who's that other voice I hear? Don't fucking gaslight me like this. There's no one else here. There's welcome on to Felix Bull. We're glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I'm pretty sure. Nami surreptitiously.
Yeah, it's all just Starkey more.
Wait, why can't I hear you?
Tteokbokki.
Okay, there are people in the Discord call. You guys can hear them, but I can't. What the fuck? Oh, the scuff is spectacular. Hold up. I hear the others. That
Oh.
okay. Discord, why?
So Starkey can't hear us.
I
That can hear us.
you keep talking because I need.
All right. Let's just
You know-
start talking.
Oh, there we go.
I cannot hear Soriel. I can barely hear noises. I'm wondering if it's on.
I can hear you guys now.
I'm trying to use my headphone microphone, which is bad.
There we go.
I'm not on the server, but I hear. Fuck! I don't know what the. It might just be OBS. It might be Windows. But fucking what VC? Oh, I have a. So my plan is to have like people on stream that like I know have like I because like I had people on stream just be able to just join when I first started streaming, and that kind of had its ups and downs. So I'm starting with like a small group of people.
Needed curation.
Yeah, I need to kind of
Yeah.
curate who can be on stream. Hold on a moment.
Yeah, so far it's just people Starkey can trust. And me, apparently.
Oh, you're a mod, so I can't stop you actually.
Oh, that's right. You can hear me now. So
Yes.
Tteokbokki.
Becky,
I really
Okay.
want to try it.
where are we? All right, where's?
No, we had witch Tteokbokki, but then it closed down and they swapped it out.
All I have is just baby BQ near me.
That's so valid, folks. Yeah, exactly. Folks you know and trust. And also, like, because like I have a bunch of people that I know and trust in my Discord.
Watch out!
The problem is also finding people like it because it's like finding a distribution of people that like I know also vibe with each other. Because like the one place where I'm like I don't want people like on stream like with a clash of personalities, which like isn't, you know, that'll happen, but it's it's one of those things where it's like I would rather avoid it, so I'm starting small. With me streaming, it's currently me only, the people I collab with. But yeah, no, I'm hoping to do these more like kind of open, like open stream, like open-ish calls on stream. But also, so for whatever, it might be because like Windows did some weird shit and like fucked with what my default settings are. Because for whatever reason, like it was trying to like output to my headset, but also there was two instances of my, like it was trying to output to like an old version of like my headset saved in the output data. Windows audio.
Basically, things didn't work properly.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite things about Windows default settings is that it likes to do when Windows detects communication or a phone call, it'll reduce all other volume by 80%, and it'll pick a specific device to patch it through rather than your speakers. And this drives me nuts to the point where anytime that I set up someone else's new computer, that's one of my steps is
Yeah.
to disable that functionality because it saves me a headache
Which
much later.
That's fair.
This is through
Oh,
TTS
sorry, Cornflake Girl.
Monster.
Yeah, it's not through TTS Monster. I have Biku Bot.
But
I need to actually TTS Monster probably would be fine. Because I want to avoid the stuff that's AI based.
That's completely fair.
Also, fine point.
AI is something worth avoiding.
I've done one other collab this year with, who was it? Garion.
Yeah, I believe it was Garion.
What do you
Sorry
mean
if
AI?
I talked over Crisp.
Nah, you're fine.
I couldn't hear him.
That's why like my that's why I usually said, oh, what's up, Crisp, is like that's my sign, like, oh, Crisp, I have to say some dumb shit. What is AI what do you mean AI based? TTS is similar tech as a generative AI. So specifically there's certain programs, like TS Monster has like a voice options, and some of those voice options are like trained AI models. Like I think they have one for like some of the big name streamers. Some of them are like they're like, you know, they're technically not like a famous person, but they're meant to sound very specifically like a famous person.
Hello, it's not Vine Sauce, for example.
They've been trained off real people off without permission. Yeah, that's where I'm like, it's fucking, and it's like I'm not perfect. Like I try to avoid having AI on the stream where I can, and usually the only times I do have AI on the stream is me making fun of it. Like whenever I'm looking for visual references and then I see something that's clearly like artificially generated, I'm like, wow, this looks like shit.
Yeah. Plus, I believe you got rid of Stream Elements for that reason.
Yeah, fucking Stream Elements was going full AI, and I even uninstalled Duolingo for my phone. I need to find a new way to learn French.
Ugh.
I need to learn French, and I probably need to pick up some Chinese as well. Like Inspirobot. Wait, because Inspirobot I think was just generative rather than artificial, because there's a difference between like generative software and quote unquote artificial intelligence generative software. Wait, what? I did not know Streamons was doing AI stuff. Yeah, they did a weird thing where like you could, like, whenever. Yeah, it wasn't clear. They were doing something related to AI. I think the example they gave was like if someone follows, you could like grab their profile picture and then like image generate around it to like make it look like they were like, you know, a knight or something, and then you could put that on the screen. It was just
That is
bizarre.
so narrow and specific.
Yeah, which is like,
Not everybody picks profile pictures with subjects in them.
exactly. If you want to learn French, have you considered joining the French Foreign Legion? I have not.
It is a way of getting citizenship.
Just moving to Quebec?
But I've sorry, I swear I've been trying. Canada's not necessarily very good at hiring people outside of Canada, which is understandable, but also, where?
Yeah, it's 2025. We
Yeah.
suck at even hiring people in there.
But no, I'm trying to learn Quebecois French or Quebecy French. I'm not clear on how that one's supposed to be pronounced either.
Quebecer.
Could you practice with DA? I tried, and DA was like, I have no idea what the fuck you're trying to say to me.
Yeah, I always have the worst French whenever I try and talk in his channel. And I'm like,
Quebecois.
okay, I tried.
French is definitely not one of my strong
Je
subjects in school.
ne parle français. Je parle espagnol. Some people don't consider that French. That's the fucking one of the only things I know to say is like I don't speak French, I speak Spanish. Cause like my Spanish isn't great, but it's actually like conversational. I at least like I know enough Spanish where like I can have a conversation with someone. 10 years of French classes in Canada didn't stick.
Mood.
Sorry, ugh. Egg.
There's a great book
Get it.
about someone who joined the
fun.
FFL and he was close to fluent French after a few months, mostly because every time he did something wrong, the sergeants used to clip him around the back of the head. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of those people where I don't have problems with authority inherently. Okay, that might kind of be untrue. I don't necessarily like structured authority where like the idea is just that you give someone else precedent because it's expected rather than because of anything like intrinsic to like what they do. Like, you know, it's like I reasonably could not make it in like the military because the structure of like you have to pay respect to people of higher ranks regardless of how much of a dipshit they're being. Like I'm too honest. I can't fucking survive that life. Je ne peux pas en français. Je suis un pamplemousse. I actually know pamplemousse. That one's
I don't want to speak French, or I can't speak French.
That's grapefruit, right?
Oh wait, I am not speak. Sorry.
Pamplemousse is a grapefruit, right?
Correct.
Excellent.
I am a grapefruit.
Also, we're about to run another set of 3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls so people can join the stream without having to deal with advertisements immediately. But yep, that's... It's hard. Like, life's hard, man. It's hard to be on the internet. Grapefruit isn't the grapefruit technique. Actually, it's le pamplemousse technique. Which actually is... Pamplemousse technique might be a little bit better because it's accurate to the sound you'll be making when you do the grapefruit technique.
I'm glad that I live in ignorance right now.
And I live there too with you.
Oh no.
And I will defend this ignorance.
Oh no, you are going to learn. You're going to learn.
Nope, Starkey, I will leave this call.
Are you in the stream? Because that's what I'm showing.
You know what?
I mute the stream so I don't hear you twice.
Fuck.
Oh, would you look at that? I'm swapping tabs.
Okay.
Something.
So the grapefruit technique.
Alright, I'm gonna go make that sandwich. I'll be back.
How do you know the grapefruit technique but not Trisha Paytas? Because the grapefruit technique was like a legendary internet meme. Like if it entered the general parlance of like the internet, that's like, I know that. Okay, so the grapefruit technique was I believe it was a...
You know what? I deserve this personology after everything I've done.
She's too. Grapefruit. So the grapefruit technique is the idea of like giving... I don't necessarily know the origin of the like. It might have been one of those like how to better sex up your man in bed, like, you know, column advice columns. I think the idea was like, oh, welcome on Angel Tiger. Glad to have you, sweet bean. So the idea was you grab a grapefruit and then you core the grapefruit while leaving, you know, you drill a hole through this grapefruit. And then you use the grapefruit to jack off your boyfriend while giving him head simultaneously. And they recorded a video of them doing this on a sex toy, and the audio for the grapefruit technique is absolutely legendary. I'm so sorry if you have misophonia, but for anyone here who is unfamiliar with the grapefruit technique, I'm pretty sure it has to be this, right? Yeah, that's the grapefruit technique.
Incredibly bold of you for playing that audio on stream.
It sees a regular play in so many fucking... It sees so much play across Twitch. I am not the first person to play the grapefruit technique. Bro, that's a zombie snarling. It is genuinely... That sounded like one of those videos you should watch, like One Man, One Char. So
in order to avoid my own voice, I got to avoid that audio, by the way.
So it's just this is a video of a guy being like, all right, here's the proper technique for grapefruiting your man. And then she does that shit. Is a Beat Saber map. Yeah, no, the grapefruit technique sees tons of play on Twitch. I am not the first person. I am not being brave by playing the grapefruit technique.
I'd like to thank me joining this call so that I wasn't able to hear it.
Point versus zombie sound effect. Oh my god. It's okay. I'll send it to you
back.
directly. I'll send it to you directly so that way you can't
Okay.
avoid the grapefruit technique.
The nice thing is that he can't explain it twice without boring his audience.
I
Oh, I got a
Is that a
message on
challenge?
Discord.
Is that a challenge? So anyways, this lady is working for a sex advice column, and then she took a grapefruit and fucked her man with it. There you go.
See, I
That's
thought
the
man fucks
story.
the grapefruit.
Well, okay, she drills a hole into the grapefruit and then uses it to give him a blowjob. And the audio from that is legendary. I'll send
I'm
it.
glad my audio bugged out. I think you're gonna have to explain it a third time.
I'll send it straight to
I
your neural
knew what
link.
it was.
Which I this stream I muted while I was taking my Taco Bell order. Starkey, can you explain the grapefruit technique? Only this time go into more graphic detail. It just keeps going even for
Peeled or unpeeled?
she spit shines his knob with a fucking drilled out grapefruit.
Wait, wouldn't the acidity of the grapefruit be?
It'd probably be
Bad.
bad for his skin, for the dick skin, yeah. I can't imagine it does
Yeah.
great
Well,
things.
Or the
there's
urethra.
a chance that the grapefruit could get in there.
Yeah,
if
like
they're
that's how you get a yeast infection. Do you have any testimonies? I can't imagine getting
protection,
grapefruit.
kids.
Yeah, it feels like just like that's a urinary tract infection for waiting to happen. Exactly.
Yeah, like you may want to wear two if you're doing that.
Hopeless core rant
And also
grapefruit technique.
talk to your doctor about what medications you are before trying the grapefruit technique.
Okay, to be fair
Also-
to the grapefruit, the person who is giving the grapefruit technique needs to talk to their doctor. The person receiving the grapefruit technique, that's the only way they can enjoy a grapefruit without talking to their doctor first.
I mean, grapefruits are kind of trash, not gonna lie.
They're not my favorite citrus, but I enjoy them more than like a lemon. Grapefruit
Yeah,
grapefruit
but
is like
that's
one of the two citruses you can eat.
Subpar to bad.
Well, I feel like grapefruit's like one of the two citruses you can eat without like really doing something to it. Like, you know, like I feel like with like
Does orange
lime
count
and
as
lemon,
citrus?
like you don't just drink lime and lemon juice. You can't just eat a lime and a lemon dipped in sugar.
Called Sprite.
So the grapefruit technique
It's
was
called
a proto
lemonade.
pork tour.
I hate Canopus. You're right, and I hate that. You are correct. The grapefruit technique really was just Hawktua before Hawktua. Citrus oils will break down latex. Yeah. Remember, if you are trying to have protected sex and they involve citrus in any way, or if they try to use coconut oil, don't, because both of those things degrade latex.
I'm learning so much today.
And baby oil's just a pain in the ass to clean up.
If a man can fuck a popcorn bucket, the man can receive a grapefruit-assisted blowjob. Who's out here fucking a popcorn bucket? Was it at least like the
No.
Jaws, like the Jaws gimmick popcorn bucket?
I think it was the Dune,
Dune.
popcorn, but
Yeah.
Oh, that actually makes more sense. Imagine if your
You know
penis had
what?
taste buds. I think it's.
Who says it doesn't?
Okay, hold up a moment. I'm about to deal emotional and psychic damage to everyone, and I'm so sorry, but you've brought this. This is Brionic's fault.
okay.
The cells that make up the penis head are the same as the cells that make up the lips.
Yep.
So if
Same thing with butthole.
you see someone's lip color, you now know what the other parts of their body looks like.
Yeah.
You have taste buds in more places than you think.
Yeah, so they're both kissable. Fair enough.
You know, and I'm not gonna judge.
I like to think Vinny is just sitting here, like, Vinny is just sitting here listening to all this and is just like, I've read worse on AO3 or on Archive of Our Own. It's like, yeah, whenever you, this is cool and all, but when does he get pregnant?
Speaking of fucking popcorn buckets, there's gonna be an Among Us movie apparently.
Oh my god.
It's called The Thing.
I saw a Trojan condom that has both hot and cold sensations pre-installed in the condom. Why the fuck? Who the fuck made a... Why do people who have sex have better internal AC than my apartment does? Shit, I only get...
And also, you should not be doing any installation on a Trojan. But
When you think about it, your eyes never stop
Is it,
seeing.
like, menthol in the condom?
I assume
That's the
so?
only...
So does that mean if someone is suffering from hypothermia, does that mean they turn... Oh god, no. Oh no, you reminded me of a very... it's a story that's like... It's a story from me in high school where it's so cringe, it wraps around to be not even funny anymore. It's just depressing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not fucking telling it. You can't force me to tell that story on stream.
I mean, you could just mute your voice on stream and tell us to.
yeah.
That seems like the worst possible reality.
I mean, we won't say it word for word, bar for bar.
New cosmetic line lip gloss for cock. Do you think... okay, there's got to be like at least one Dojin out there where like a lady finds out that her boyfriend is cheating because she looks at his dick and there's this perfectly formed like perfectly formed lipstick pucker around his dick. That's got to be like at least one NTR Dojin, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in real life.
Just use a lip gloss, but then it wouldn't leave the permanent mark that like is integral to the storytelling. Why am I like this?
Deep childhood trauma.
You're not wrong, actually. All right. Well, thank you, Starkey. This will give me all the inspiration I need.
Oh, right.
We're playing a video game. This video game that
I
we
thought this was the
are.
background.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they said they were getting inspiration when we were just talking about the grapefruit effect.
Wretch.
Do you want a tattoo of a lip shape around the
But
dick?
you know what? I'll support that dinosaur no matter what.
Okay, a tattoo of a lip shape around the dick is definitely something that would get posted to the awful taste but great execution subreddit.
Here is a fun cursed activity anyone can do. Think of a large number, be bigger the better, then you multiply it by itself, then multiply the result with itself again, then repeat for as long as you can. Congratulations, you perceived a fraction of infinity.
Maybe you should write that tale, Starkey. Was there something about Mad Men figuring out someone's filleted someone because they were chewing gum? Oh my god! Talking about fucking urinary tract infections, Jesus Christ!
Oh, you know what? That's just unfortunate.
Bubblegum blowjob was not on my list of things that I would be thinking about today.
You know what? I'm gonna add quote to that.
Honestly, fair
When
enough.
you wake up, you never know what the day is going to hold.
It's the joy and mystery of life. Sometimes you wake up, sometimes you wake up and you know, like 8 hours later, you're talking about, you know, you're talking about which celebrity gets the most ass. And why is it
Definitely not
Keanu
Chris
Reeves?
Pratt.
Edible condom.
You know what?
Edible condom seems like that's the exact, like, one of those things is defeating the purpose of the other.
Yeah, I think you will find that the fluids are too similar.
People out here just waiting to get infections or okay, like I had, because like, you know, I don't necessarily know if it's like a universal kid experience, but I was a kid, I had one of those, and they fucking suck.
An edible condom?
A urinary tract infection.
Oh!
Oh, I haven't had one of those, but I have had kidney stones.
I've been in the UTI club before. It wasn't fun. And
It's-
then I got a kidney infection too.
Oh, ooh, double down.
I can say something that'll cause you to cringe.
I mean, listen, I'm the child of
You
a
want
nurse.
to know the largest kidney stone I've ever had was?
Go for it.
8 millimeters.
I'm sorry, I don't speak not freedom units.
Play marbles with that.
That's like 1/3 of an inch.
That's not that bad.
Until it's coming out.
Fair enough.
Especially if it's in a place where solids aren't meant to be.
So what we all doing? I was okay. So I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you what caused it. Just that it did happen because I was a kid. I was a kid who grew up in fucking rural Indiana, so I was dirty as shit all the time.
I mean, what else are you gonna do in rural fucking Indiana?
Because like that, I think it was probably also like this. Because I was like 4 or 5 at the time. Indiana, yes. I am from the corn state. We can't even claim corn. Fucking.
Hey, at least we have meth.
Yeah, we
And
have
the
meth.
stabbing capital of the world.
We have we have those two things. Don't go to Gary, Indiana.
But what if I want to get stabbed in record time?
Then go to Gary, Indiana. I've had to be. There was a friend. I think it was Ilianos who was like, "I want to do urban exploration," and I'm like, "Do not, under any circumstances, go to fucking like Gary. You will actually get stabbed." Meth. Yeah, Indiana is the meth capital of the world, and if you've been here, you definitely know. Like you've seen firsthand. Country
Is it
birds make
because
do.
Your state's that fucking boring that you need to do meth to do anything.
Yeah. Yes.
Just like Lethbridge.
I mean, listen, it's not
And
always
for-
meth. Sometimes it's alcohol. Because I grew up in like very small town Indiana too, where like the thing about growing up in a small town is stories get around really fucking fast. You know, like that's the shit just kind of happens, and like everyone finds out about it immediately. Like I definitely remember being like 7 or 10, like somewhere in that range of time, and then hearing a story about a guy who held up the local gas station and shot his dick off.
Speaking of country, do you think they do
Excellent.
Skiri back mountain?
You know what?
If not,
That's
it's
a good
more like
time in
Brownback
Indiana if
Mountain.
you hear me.
So yeah, speaking of country, do you think that they douche during Proback? Oh my god. I don't like either of those ideas. Small town Midwest slash Southern boy are either ew or hot. I like to think that I'm at least not ew.
You know what? I'll say you're not ew.
I'm
You don't make me convulse upon interacting with you.
fair enough. Although in your own words, I am quote unquote unfuckable.
Yes, that is still true.
Starkey is hot. I am Borb. I forget, have I given you this already? God damn it. I couldn't reach Starkey's 9/13th ass. Listen, I'm not that tall.
He's only 8'13".
I mean, at least Jaren can attest. I actually like, because I'm always like apprehensive people are gonna think I'm lying, which is like understandable that people would lie about that, but also no, being 6'8" fucking sucks.
Also, I just realized we're 2 hours into the stream and you haven't opened shop once.
Nope. I've completed like exactly 3 dialogues. It's not a question about whether or not you're unfuckable. It's more of a question if someone can crank one out to you. I mean, listen, it is an unfortunate reality that statistically speaking, once you get probably like above like 100 average concurrent viewers, there's at least someone who's cranking one out to any given live stream.
I mean, there was a guy who said he was straight up jorking it to that one art piece.
I feel bad for feeling validated, but I do feel genuinely validated that my art was good enough for someone to immediately join and make an incredibly horny comment.
It's all we ever want in the end.
Yeah.
If people aren't making disgusting comments about your art, are you really doing art?
I mean, yes, but if you're trying to draw attractive things, I think that's, you know, there is an implicit understanding that you're going to get people being very horny toward you. I'll never forget Mpreg guy. Which is so funny because now DA jokes about Mpreg. When I first started modding for DA, he was getting a bunch of people showing up to be very weird, and one of them was a guy whose first message was just like, wow, his belly is big and round, it's almost like he's pregnant or something. And then just like the smirking emoji, like the smirking and the sweating emoji. And I was so stun locked. It took me like 30 seconds to ban him because I was just like, is this guy for fucking real? That was his first message.
You know what? I gotta applaud just the bravery and the audacity someone has. For
I admire
doing
it
that.
too, honestly. I've still sent them to the fucking gulag, but like I kind of admire the willingness to just I would rather have people immediately be a problem and get banned than like just skirt the rules and be kind of shitty.
Oh yeah.
And then get banned like a year later because everyone's had enough of them.
But getting banned is part of the process required to finish.
I need the moderator to bonk me so I could come.
I need to know that other people know.
I need to never be welcomed in an entire community again, or else I just can't get off.
Honestly, every time I see DA, I just want to hug him. He's so big and huggable. A big huggable null. Okay, clip that. Clip what? No one clip anything. The clips are banned on this channel. Not allowed. Art Belly and the audacity of that bitch. The fact that I still think about him, I think is a testament to the success of whatever the fuck he was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to troll or trying to be horny.
It lives in your head rent-free now.
And the audacity of this bitch.
Starkey VIP'd me, well now my entire night's ruined. No, you see, that's when you combo it into your denial kink, and and you just never stop. Always be goonin'. ABG.
If you don't try and get VIP to a channel and then just immediately get banned, what are you doing?
I'll be honest with you, I feel like the VIPs are like if you go to any like chat, like VIPs are universally like the biggest gremlins.
That are the mods.
They have permission.
Yeah, they're always be. Listen, I don't know why I'm saying the things that I say. What's it, Chris?
Like I said earlier.
People, stop edging and start gooning Kudawa one blush.
Stop edging, start gooning. That was what you said.
Like I said earlier, the reason why you say your things you say is deep childhood trauma.
You're not, honestly, yeah. That's genuine. That's like probably the single biggest motivator of my life. Why does this conversation remind me of the story of someone's cum box? I'm also aware of the legendary cum box, as well as the legendary cum boxers.
I don't know about jars. to
Don't
be
like that
honest.
picture.
I've been on the internet for too long.
I also just don't
I
like looking
keep
at pictures of
thinking about
mold.
the one that was on the Xbox and that changed color.
What do you mean it changed color?
Due to it burning or something, due to the heat.
The cum box is like the piss drawer? What do you mean the piss drawer?
Wait, you don't know the one with the MLP figure with the color change?
No, I know about. Wait, the My Little the Rainbow Dash jar cum jar, the Rainbow Dash changed colors?
No.
Is
the
this a-
liquid changed color.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. The curse. It's so fucking funny to me where I'm like, you don't know about the cum box? What are you talking about the piss drawer? I've never heard about the piss drawer.
Huh? Everyone has one of those.
Remind me of high school when I knew
You know,
someone who would
sniper.
goon in their pillowcases, supposedly like the crunch. Oh my god! That is vile!
You know what?
This is
gonna
why we might
pretend I
have taken
didn't
this
see
too
that.
far.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand how they moved home several times. Yeah, that's why bring that with why?
Why share that with the internet?
Listen, if there's
The
one thing I
internet,
learned from the
you can-
Seabat saga, people will share fucking anything with the internet.
Yeah. The internet's your friend, and you can apparently share anything that could be used as blackmail against you
I've been
on it.
Negative attention is attention.
Chat has silenced me. I deserve it, but also.
Oh my god. I'm on my city subreddit, and which is New York City, and someone was like, "Oh, I saw a wild rabbit. Is this someone's pet?" And they posted a bunch of pictures of just a rabbit.
That
that's
is
outside
so fucking
in the
wild to me.
woods.
You know, I'm not even sure if my fucking hometown has a fucking subreddit. It's fucking Lethbridge.
Because there's definitely
Does anyone give a shit about Lethbridge?
like there's definitely just rabbits outside of my house. Almost like statistically speaking, almost certainly one is outside my house right now.
Holy shit, there's a subreddit for fucking Lethbridge.
Humans are humans. You can't rule the possibility that anything doesn't exist. Anything you think of, it's probably happened somewhere. Why share it with the internet? Because people will become absolute degenerates with the slightest bit of anonymity. I give a shit about Lethbridge.
They're lying. Tell me one good thing about Lethbridge. Tell me one thing worth going to Lethbridge for.
Because I've never heard of Lethbridge. I'm assuming that it's probably one of those.
It's mid-sized town, like third largest in Canada, in Alberta.
I had a really good pizza there once, and I like the UOFL campus.
We also have a really bad fucking flag. You ready to?
How bad is this
You ready to
flag that
see?
like it's something you specifically have like in mind as being a downside of Lethbridge?
1 second while I get a picture.
The best thing about
There
Lethbridge.
we go. It's
Hold
there
on.
we go. It's in your DMs now.
Okay, you're not wrong. This is a pretty bad flag. This is like a fractal floppy disk.
What?
I like to call it the United States flag if it was made in Excel.
Fucking,
Oh, I need to see this.
it's you're like, why? What? Yeah, it's a pretty bad flag. I'm no vexillologist, but
Yep,
my favorite
it's bad.
My favorite Facebook post is the one where the guy was like, I found someone's dog and it was a coyote just happily sitting in a guy's truck. There's another guy where a guy was
Oh, yeah.
giving a mountain lion a bath. He was a tabby cat that escaped away from home.
I mean, a lion a mountain cat is pretty much just a large tabby if you think about it.
You're not wrong. All cats are cats. Only brave statements on the stream.
I mean, we have made braver statements, like the grapefruit technique.
You say that, but you didn't fucking listen to the grapefruit technique, you coward.
How do you know?
Because otherwise you wouldn't be bringing it up. I've got the soul read. I know the depths of Soriel's soul, at least in this moment.
Okay, if that's the case, tell me what I'm thinking about.
You're thinking about getting a drink from Taco Bell.
You know what? I was thinking about getting a drink, but not from Taco Bell.
I was so close. God damn it. Oh, god damn it, I hit escape.
Going to the local 7-Eleven.
Alright, fucking... Wait. Did I just accidentally delete it? This game's a little... It's got some issues.
Uh-oh.
But that's also known.
Hey, it's a perfect game. No issues.
Perfectly balanced as, Actually, who is the guy that does the perfectly... Cynical... No. It's not Total Biscuit. He's very British. I can't remember his fucking name. All British YouTubers are the same to me.
Rations?
Thanos is British?
Yes, Thanos is... Are you fucking kidding me? A man Total Biscuit? No. Are you... Okay, hear me out. Thanos shows up from space and kills half of everyone. You're telling me he isn't British? That is the most British thing I've... Spiffing Brit. That's it.
You know what? Yeah, that actually makes sense. You've convinced me that
It's the single most British thing imaginable. Showing up and killing half of the population.
What about just putting something that's clearly not yours in a museum?
You know what? That's also up there. I'm sorry if there's any British people in here, but also...
Get wrecked.
But also, how are you still here? I make fun of Britain constantly.
I mean, the British Museum is pretty nice if you can look past all the stolen and stuff.
So
You mean
everything.
so you can see the building?
There is nothing there that hasn't been stolen. Spiffing is funny, like both the commentary and exploits in game. It's
There's
wild.
at least one thing from Britain in the British Museum.
Yes. Britain does have a very large collection of Roman archaeology and its own medieval archaeology, because it was a Roman colony for about 300 years.
Wow, Britain was a colony of someplace else at one point.
Yep. I believe it was from approximately year 98 to about 400 is
Look,
when they were.
For all the shit I give the French, I'm on the French versus British like culture war. I'm definitely on Team France.
Oh, well, that's because England lost. That's what the whole Norman invasion was. That was 1,100 or 1,000 approximately. That's when the Norman invasion happened, and that's why we have French in our vocabulary.
Excellent.
England didn't get English-speaking kings until, like, I want to say around the Tudor period. Like, right before the Tudor period.
It's also worth remembering that was Old English, which is almost closer to fucking, like, German than it is, like, modern English.
Tudor English would be closer to Middle English, which would be,
fair.
like, Shakespearean.
To be fair, if it weren't for the Normans, I'm sure his English would probably still be living in mud huts.
Yes, actually.
I'm just like, it's just the fucking, it's just England and France, and France is like, how can you take over another country and kill everyone? I learned it from watching you, Dad. I went to Montreal, and the French-speaking homeless lady was doing methods at the hotel I was staying at. I don't know much about Quebec, but that very much lines up with with what I do know about Quebec.
You know, at Montreal, that pretty much describes it well.
Because, like, my understanding is Quebec is... Because, like, Alberta is basically the Texas of Canada, but Quebec is, like... What is Quebec? Quebec is, like, the Louisiana of Canada.
Alberta's the place you can always blame.
Yeah. Like I said, the Texas of Canada. There's a reason that the joke is that everyone messes with Texas, even though you're not supposed to. Because you could it's so easy to make fun of Texas.
Even SpongeBob made fun of Texas.
Well, that day another homeless guy chased us through Chinatown. We just wanted ramen. I too want ramen. Ramen.
I want to be chased
ramen
around by
last
a
night.
homeless guy in Chinatown.
Texas is an anagram for taxes. Funnily enough, they don't pay theirs.
It's true.
I'm kidding, of course. Texas is like one of the. I think it's like one of like four fucking states that like they pay more into like the, you know, federal taxes than they receive. Alongside like New York City, Illinois, and I begin to think there might be a population density problem in America.
You know what New York is an anagram for?
sense.
York New.
Ah. I definitely like how New York gets translated in Spanish as Nueva York.
Yeah.
You know, that does sound nice. It rolls off the tongue well.
But also we insist on calling it Los Angeles instead of Los Angeles.
Yeah. Or the angles.
Which is also I call it Los Angeles just that way I can piss off people from Nevada.
You know what? That's fair.
People from
Nevada.
Nevada fucking deserve it, to be honest with you.
Also, it's Arkansas.
Nevadans are so fucking insistent. It's, like, it's Nevada. Like, I don't know why. It's this fucking Spanish word. It should be Los Angeles and it should be Nevada. What do you
But if
people?
you pronounce it Maryland, it's wrong. It's Maryland.
Oh, so that's where Merle goes? Merland.
Also, if you say it's Arkansas, you're wrong.
It's our
I love
America
calling
explain.
it Arkansas. It's the hidden state.
Why is this one Kansas and this one is not Arkansas? America explain. Isn't the lady in that video like French? Which that's
Is that the Hey Sweetie, Hey Sweaty, blogger?
I can't remember. If she is French,
It's
that is
fine.
absolutely the pot calling the kettle black. That is, she is not allowed to make fun of us calling one place Arkansas and one place Kansas. People in Atlanta will beat you up if you call it Hot Lanta, and you kind of deserve it. Why the fuck would people call it Hot Lanta?
I blame girly pop.
You know what? I blame Atlanta.
You say Arkansas, I say Bill Clinton's hunting. Listen, one of the only good things of leaving the 2000s, I don't need to think about any of the bill. Any of the bills or the bushes.
But what about Bill Nye?
I miss Bill Nye. He still exists.
Yes.
I could
So
have
does Bill
phrased that
Clinton.
better.
I miss Bill Nye. It's a shame he's still alive.
Bill Burr. Who? Bill Burr? That name sounds familiar.
Comedian.
I
Okay.
believe he did Welcome to the Internet.
That's
No,
Bo
that's
Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Which, fun fact, Bo Burnham got credit for the banning TikTok song, but that was OCT that did that. Comedian was in Breaking Bad. Okay. And to find the video of this lady learning English but trying to sound like a Valley girl.
Bill Bailey. That's who I frequently get him and Bill Burr confused. Bill Bailey is a musical comedian that is frequent on QI and other British panel shows.
I wonder if I can speak Spanish in a Valley girl accent. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo
You sound-
Stucky.
You
You
sound
just
like
sound
you're trying to be Dora.
Yeah, because I'm fucking doing a Valley girl accent. That's basically shorthand for homosexual.
I would picture more Dolly Parton. Oh wait, no.
Dolly
I'm-
Parton's Southern.
Yeah, no, sorry. Valley Girl is California, not
Yeah, it's Valley girl is the female gender
Wrong
for
Valley.
surfer bro. Like they're the two sides of the same coin. The surfer bro and Valley girl.
Are you familiar with Schlebethany?
Bethany?
Yes, she's just a little bitch.
Oh my god, I know, right?
Doesn't put up with your shit.
That's
Like,
one of
I
those.
heard she's been dating Brad, but apparently she's also been thinking about dating Michael.
Michael, I said shit.
It
Stop
reminds me.
talking about Michael.
It reminds me of the fucking unicorn from oh god, what's the show called? The one with the Pine Twins, Gravity Falls. Elizabella Bethabel.
Michael has personality. Cardboard.
Bethabel. Stucky sounds more like Rue McClanahan than Valley Girl. I've. Oh my god, you reminded me of fucking. Okay, so I watched Q Force on Netflix with some friends, and Q Force got a lot of shit because the trailers for it
Obvious
looked
reasons.
incredibly homophobic. But it turns out the show is homophobic because it's written by gay people. the lesbian the female lead in that is a lesbian car mechanic who nicknames her car Subaru McClanahan. And that's the kind of joke you can only make when you are so deep in gay culture that that you hit the homophobia from the other side. And I kind of respect it.
I knew a lesbian who drove a Subaru.
That's yeah, okay, you could have just said I knew a lesbian. I'm gonna be
I know, but
100%
they also
honest with you.
specifically picked it for the joke.
No, because Subaru specifically markets their cars towards lesbians.
Exactly.
Starkey, do you remember
Yeah,
the
that's
Cow and
fair.
Chicken in the band episode with the Buffalo Gals? I don't. I remember Cow and Chicken, but I don't remember the Buffalo Gals.
The only car I remember is the 2006 Ford Focus because I used it as a joke. I am that car illiterate.
I know exactly two cars, and both of them are Hondas because I've enjoyed.
Where the rats?
Make Ohio gozaimasu.
Make Ohio gozaimasu again. I hate that. Welcome on a monkey. Glad to have you, sweet bean. But no, because I've had an Element and I've had a wait. Is a Prius also Honda? No, that's Toyota.
Yeah.
Okay. It shows you how much cars I know.
Yeah,
I am not a car gay.
Same.
It is
There's-
funny. Because I feel like the Venn diagram of people who are into cars and people who are into people who are into their own gender. Like I feel like that intersection between the two is 100% covered by the furry fandom. I feel like if you are a homosexual who is into cars, you are 100% a furry and there's no escaping it.
Does that mean we have to talk about dragons?
I mean,
And
it
Shad-
wasn't
Shadron's
hard.
not here, so
cars.
no. Aren't lesbians into cars?
It depends on the lesbian.
Yeah, because there's lipstick lesbians, and they're very femme. Buffalo Gals were a bunch of
I also
motorbike
know
riding.
very butch lesbians who are just like, please don't make me do cars.
Fair enough.
I just want to drive them.
Cars is a Pixar movie, right?
Cars 3 is, at the very least.
This is a disaster, but also this was exactly what I was hoping when I made it so that way people could join the streams. I feel like there's a lot of lesbian mechanics. I'll be here in the very full gay artist area.
Oh, so but the Twitch chat.
Go back to your art, homosexual. I could also say that to myself. That's a good sound clip.
Revenge.
Yeah, it's good for
I'm about to
Tuesdays and
fucking
Fridays.
pause.
But to fucking pre-us, I hate that. I'm gonna need you to put those thoughts back. Whatever brain cells were used to come up with that, I'm gonna need you to I need to hand them over because I claim ownership over them now. They would rather be with me than with the pre-us-y. Or the car films that Pope Mobile, which implies at some point someone wrote a book detailing the stories of Car Jesus. It's just like my favorite JoJo part, horse race with Jesus.
Are you part of the Jesus fan club?
I mean, Jesus.
The
loves
convention's
us
every week.
No, because the Bible tells us so. I don't know any of the other lyrics. I just know the first two verses.
God. Jesus
I'm
loves me, this
not
I know, for the
entirely
Bible
convinced.
tells me so. Oh wait, how the fuck does that rest of that go?
I would not know.
No, I keep my brain keeps shortcutting to the fucking the giving the grace chant. I imagine him just being
See?
like lifted on a platform where
That
none of the
song
wheels
only
touch the
has
ground.
2 lines.
Something to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yeah, I can't remember the third line. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm never
I mean,
good.
I'll be crying in bed tonight about it, but it's fine.
What are you going to be crying because I'm a shitty Christian? Fucking
You know what? I don't have to explain myself to you.
stay in your lane. I'm the one who is I'm the one who's going to hell. Will there be a new software that can animate horses? But then again, because they're almost certainly going to be doing 3D animated horses, which makes it significantly less of a struggle. It's still not easy, but it's like doable at scale. Habemus Pat Pussy or whatever Catholics. It's Habemus Papus? I don't know what it means, but it's Latin for something. When in doubt, it's Latin. When in doubt, bring out the Latin. Jesus
Latin
did tell
and French.
the devil to get behind him. The Pope Mobile is a larger Pope Mobile, which implies at some point a car tried to... Is that why we have the Pope Mobile? Because someone tried to assassinate a pope?
Twice.
I'm not Catholic, if that's not very clear from my response.
I mean, they're a large public figure, so
Habemus
I would be more surprised if someone
Papum.
different tried to assassinate a pope sometime.
It was John Paul II, and there was, I believe, 2 attempts.
I like to think that it was
in the
the
80s.
same assassin group that tried to get rid of what's his face?
Gonna be the atheistiest.
I'm gonna be the atheistiest. Is a fucking wild thing to say. As a former Catholic, trust me. Fair enough. You know, I respect former Catholics. Catholicism is so gay. Oh, I'd believe it. Jesus was functionally a pansexual icon. Like, don't get it twisted. Jesus enjoyed both genders.
Please, please, do not push
I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, he did hang out with prostitutes.
Yeah. Unironically, like we do.
Yes, because I ironically hang out with prostitutes.
It was probably because of the drugs. What drugs?
The rat.
I've lost track of this conversation.
This means the Catholic Church exists in the car universe, which means Christianity
Jesus did
is a thing in the
drugs?
Cars universe, which means Car Jesus was a thing. Jesus Chrysler died for the sins of cars.
I'm trying to remember what. Oh, that's right. Fucking I love because orrery is very specifically. So orrery is a device that tracks like the movement of planets and stars, but it's very specifically named after a location. I believe it was because it was invented in honor of like the Duke of Orrer. I believe something to that effect. It was like Orrer was the name of the location. Which means that if an orrery ever appears and is named an orrery in a piece of media, there's got to be a location named orrery or Car TSA exists in the Cars universe, which implies the Cars 9/11 happened. I am a big because the only equivalent I know of that is the one where in Muppets canon in Muppets canon Kermit being alive somehow caused 9/11.
It's Charles Boyle, the 4th Earl of Orrery.
That's it. That's the one.
He was a
I'd
patron.
like to know more about how Kermit caused 9/11.
Okay. So the Muppets did because Muppets do kind of parodies of like famous movies. They did a parody of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And the plot of It's a Wonderful Life is that a guy is about to kill himself, gets stopped by an angel who shows him what everyone else's life would have been like if he wasn't if he actually did go through with it, and it showed that everyone's life becomes absolute garbage, and that, like, everyone misses him, everyone feels bad, they feel like they failed him, etc., etc., etc. So the Muppets did a parody of that, and they showed a image of the New York City timeline the New York City skyline in a timeline where Kermit didn't exist, and they forgot to edit out the Twin Towers. So in this timeline where Kermit didn't exist, 9/11 didn't happen, which means Kermit being born somehow caused 9/11. In one of the Muppets Christmas special, we see a glimpse of the world where yeah, exactly. It's what we see
A fun fact about It's a Wonderful Life is that it's only popular as a movie because they accidentally forgot to put the copyright mark in the film, and so when they broadcast it, it immediately entered the public domain.
I respect that.
And so TV channels could broadcast the movie without paying royalties.
I'm also on the topic of butterfly effects. I do love the butterfly effect of how 9/11 caused Ellen DeGeneres to lose her job.
I'd like an explanation for that as well.
So 9/11 happened, and there was a rise of there was basically a rise of discourse in regards to minimizing personal rights for basically societal protection. Wait, let me explain. All right, chaos in the chat. Chaos, if you're able to, feel free to join the stream
yeah.
call to explain
Join the madness.
the connection.
Chaos.
I think I'm gonna actually pop out. I've got some other things I gotta.
Understandable,
take care of.
but thank you for hanging out.
Thanks for having me. Hi, Chaos. Bye, Chaos.
Hello,
This
goodbye.
always happens during FWA.
Okay, so 9/11 happens, right? Gerard Way is in New York, sees this happen, ends up forming My Chemical Romance, right? Okay, so My Chemical Romance is a thing. Stephanie Meyer used My Chemical Romance as like a heavy inspiration for the Twilight series of books. And so Twilight becomes a thing. It becomes a phenomenon it was, known for, right? And then, let me make sure, and then 50 Shades of Grey started out as a Twilight fan fiction, gets turned into a whole series, gets turned into a series of movie starring, what's her name, Dakota Johnson?
Dakota Johnson, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, Dakota Johnson. So Dakota Johnson stars in the 50 Shades of Grey movies. Well, I think she gets interviewed like once on Ellen, and like it goes over fine or whatever, but she comes back and Ellen makes this stink about like not being invited to like her birthday party or some sort of party, and Dakota Johnson utters the now famous words, "Well, Ellen, that's just not true." And this happens live on air, like just totally just gags Ellen on the fact that like she has caught her in this lie. And so when that happened, a bunch of people came out and were like, Ellen's a shitty person, she's an awful person to work for, blah, 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 blah. And that leads to her show getting canceled and basically the end of Ellen DeGeneres' career. So without 9/11, Ellen DeGeneres' career would not have crashed and burned the way it did.
That truly is an amazing example of the butterfly effect.
If you want a butterfly effect, historian A.G.P. Taylor basically said Hitler was brought it about by George Stephenson inventing trains. I'd believe it.
Logically, I could not tell you the steps between those two to connect them, but logically I could see a theoretical connection between those two.
Hey, I know that Beetle. Welcome on in, Yin. Welcome back, Yin said. Yep, we are joined by Beetle.
Hi, I'm literally about to top out of the VC, but I came in to explain how 9/11 caused the downfall of Ellen DeGeneres.
All right, it gives you pats. Pat the Beetle.
Thank you so much.
Let's,
Okay, I'm gonna go back to chat.
all right, thank you for stopping by. Bye.
Bye.
All of history is one big butterfly effect. It really is, honestly. And that's kind of what makes history cool, but also what makes history kind of infinitely fucking frustrating. Like the fact that World War I was almost stopped, because the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand failed like 3 times.
Yeah, like, if you look into the Archduke Ferdinand's assassination, it's wild.
They fucked up 3 times. The same person fucked up 3 times. It was like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking go home. And today is not my day, apparently. And they got lost. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his coterie got lost, and they just happened to be where his assassin was like walking home. Can you fucking imagine? Imagine being like, that's some shit you would see in a fucking sitcom. Unironically, just being like that's some Mr. Bean. You know what? Mr. Bean is very much the kind of energy that the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand brought, and then it broke into like 20 years of horrible war and death.
All because of just bad timing.
I mean, but also, let's be honest with ourselves. World War I definitely still would have happened.
Yeah.
Because
it just would have happened with Archduke Ferdinand.
Because fucking the World War I was set up for like 2 decades beforehand. Like, it was a powder keg. If it wasn't the death of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, it would have been someone else. Thank goodness the Fairly Odd Parents made the 4th time work. Well, wouldn't have happened the way we know it. Actually, because it's one of the things where it's like, mostly like it is a known, it's one of those known things about It's like one of those known things about Archduke Franz Ferdinand. My man, he's basically famous because he died. And honestly,
Yeah.
I respect it, but also, I don't really know what he would have done during World War I that would have meaningfully changed the outcome. I'm still stuck on why TSA in Cars exists, which implies Cars 9/11, but the planes were also sentient in Cars. So, like, did they decide to commit 9/11, or was the sentient plane hijacked and they had no control? I was trying to find the lady trying to learn English while trying to sound like a Valley girl, but I found a better video in the same format. Look in Discord. Is it the lady speaking Japanese with a Valley girl accent and it sounds like Simlish? What is this? Hold up. I also got a Cars question. The Cars universe is Rust kind of like acne? That's a good question, actually.
I'd say it's more like rot.
Okay, let's see. I'm looking and I'm stalking. Where's the goddamn... there we go. I was struggling to figure out my own fucking, like, layout. All right. What is this called? Pay? Probably like Regals can't get rid of them because they're always there. Way? Ray? Okay. I respect the fact that they tried to find so many different things that were one word away from gay and put a bunch of dudes doing them. Fujoshis would have failed that quiz. I was trying so hard because I knew where the bit was going, but I couldn't figure out what some of them were, even while knowing what the bit was that they were trying to avoid saying gay. I like her enthusiasm though. Because it was so pure. Like the just being like, I know this one. What if it just like edited and just straight up drops the F slur? What's this one called?
Oh, that would be wild.
I wouldn't even be mad. I would be like, you know, this is not where I thought this was gonna go, but I kind of respect it. Almost. She has a lot of these. I don't think she understood she was sent a joke version. I think Swellsack is medium. Excellent. Here's dirt. Enjoy your dirt. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, but yeah, no. Because like I've never seen those. I've been those quizzes are probably like English as a second language style quizzes. Mostly because, you know, I like the one where she is answering gay every time and grows increasingly confused. Listen, so you can't. Sometimes you gotta just do things with your homie. You gotta share a nice sunset evening with the homie. As you draw closer to each other, face to face, taking in his glorious beard and also his eyes as you sink ever deeper into the lust. I mean, what? What?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You ever see the unhinged English learning song where everything is taught there is... Oh yeah, the like, where the... I think I know the one, it's like witch, stitch, sitch. And then they start a new word that starts with B, because they're clearly setting up to be bitch, but then... I love those. Fun to rhyme. luck, tuck, stuck, thunder rhyme. Nope, that's not it. Oh yeah, your dinosaur looks so cute. Well, come on in, Volk. What are you, Sweet Bean? Can you shout out for Volkwolf? Yeah, I tried to make my dinosaur version of myself. But like, dinified. So like, you know, because I got wings. I got wings on myself, but like, also, you know, whenever I think of Starkey, I definitely think Tyrannosaurus Rex. Big and scream. Hi, Nawa. Thank you. No problem. Always happy to have people have, you know, support the fellow streamer beans. All right, you. What are you purchasing?
I'm gonna hop out of voice chat for now.
Understandable. We're gonna be wrapping up here shortly, so.
It was fun.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be doing this more consistently.
Fun to rhyme.
Bye.
Bye. But yeah, no. Hopefully this will be more of a consistent occurrence where I'll be chilling in the Discord and have people join. Look on Discord. Oh my! I have a bad case of diarrhea. I am well aware of the bad. That was our Demon DA stream for the longest time. Oh god, I can't remember what it was. There was definitely a number associated with it. I think it was 333 and 334. If you did 334, it would play the longer version. I have a bad case of diarrhea. What's the matter, Ilianos? You I feel like you 100% know that video. Starkey can't end stream until he says various British places like Worcestershire, Gloucestershire, Beester? What's the matter, Beester? Who's the character? What's the matter, Beester? I'm not constantly on the internet, as some might believe. Fair enough. Listen, this is the furry community. Everyone here is perpetual. Okay, here we go. Let me share a bit of internet culture with y'all. Because this is a banger. So be sure to like get your jammers out, get your jammy emotes out, because this is a certified classic. Colin. There's grass to go touch out there. Honestly, correct. I need to be touching grass. Starkey, did you check out, so to speak, the video game channel? It'd be fun to see Starkey learn Japanese on stream. I could try out, so to speak. A bad case of diarrhea. And then this is the thing everyone knows this for. I have a bad case of diarrhea. 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 It does rhyme. It's so fucking funny. You should make more unhinged furry terminology video for normies so they can properly navigate a FurCon. Honestly, it might be pertinent nowadays. Yeah, this is a famous piece of Japanese media here in the States. Because it is such an earnest, like, it's very clear that they are like trying their best to, like, you know, to like teach like a, you know, language, but it's also like kind of very blunt and maybe not the way that we would approach it here in the States. Because if you're like struggling and someone's like, hey, are you okay? It's like, I don't feel well. Is there a restroom nearby? You don't say, I'm gonna shit myself. I'm gonna burn out. What? I'm shitting. That. Oh, but no, it's one of those things where it's very silly because it is such an earnest thing. And like, if someone said, if there was someone who's clearly like English is a second language and they're like, I have a bad case of diarrhea, I'm gonna be like, okay, you know, the phrase will be about as necessary as learning. I'm going to meet the president of Burundi in French. You know what? That is a good clip. That's an important. That clip is important. That is stream culture. Is a bad case of diarrhea. I'm gonna brat. I'm shit, sir. I need to go to Jal streams more. I miss being there. There's so many memes I learned about because of Jal. I need to be better about doing that. Wait, a large. There was something I got that was large. Something I made that was large. I'm only clipped the part of you singing. I get to be fair because the sound that, you know, I always enjoy the gruff voice Darky. I call it my Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, what's up? Welcome on in, Raiders. Good to have ya. For those who don't know, I'm Starkey Worth, Big Gay Chaos Crew Internet. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games. But however, every Tuesday and Friday with more Dr. Smart. How was Pokemon X and Y? Were you doing like a Nuzlocke or just your first time playthrough? I call it my Macho Man Randy Savage voice. I can't do it a lot because it actually does meaningfully fuck up my throat. But I can actually do a pretty legitimate, oh yeah, brother, it's me, Macho Man Randy Savage. I actually, like, I can't do more than like a sentence at a time because it really fucks up my throat. I don't know how he talks like that for an extended period of time. It's like, it's really rough on the throat. A worthy sacrifice. It's, yeah, like it's one of these where it's like, so long as I don't do an extended period of time. There was I definitely remember the time I got sick for like a week after doing a gruff voice for an extended period of time, and it definitely, like, I used to be able to do the spot on Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, but it proper misses my voice. I can do the Doomslayer a little bit. The Doomslayer. Okay, I can't do it after I fucked up my voice with the Macho Man Randy Savage. How's it go again? I'm thinking, I'm lurking, and I'm monitoring my brain. Because it's also like I can't put any power behind it is the problem. I have a bad case of the shits is the same rhythm as I have a bad case of diarrhea. Prepare for the Macho Man Randy Savage Hopeless Core rant in the future. Oh my god, that would be so fucking mean. Like that's actually the kind of shit that would like fuck up my voice. Like for an extended period of time. It's like needing to do that for like a minute. I you know, for all the shit I get my own voice, I have a pretty decent vocal range. Where's the Macho Man Randy Savage redeem? I can't do that on command. If I did that on command, my actual, like, I would need a throat doctor. Cause it's all gravel. That shit fucking hurts. You got a good voice. Ooh, I'm just a bird, man. Although I'm hoping, like, you know, because I did do a voice acting thing, so maybe, who knows, maybe I will actually be doing the voicing acting and thinging. You probably sound like RFK by the end. I got a good Majima impression, so my friends say. How does Majima sound? Because like I can do that Macho Man Randy Savage, and I also on the other perspective, dear Mario. I baked an absolute dog shit cake today. I completely fucked it up. I'm so sorry. Please don't come by the castle. The toads. They're trying their best, but they just turn into fried mushrooms. Oh, it's Majima from from Like a Dragon, right? Yakuza. Was it for that dog project? It was. It was something Digi sent me. You singing the Diarrhea song would make a good ringtone. Should put it in your phone for the next time you and Papa are at a con together. Don't give context if someone calls you. That'd be a power move, to be honest. I'm tempted. Ooh, good luck. Yeah, because I had a friend who's he's not like a voice actor, but he is like a classically trained singer and like has done a lot of like a lot of stage play stuff. So like I had him listen to it and give me some direction, and I think it turned out pretty well. So here's hoping. Who knows? Maybe I will be the famous internet indie animation boy. Scare boy, welcome on in, Sweetie. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Yeah, I went because unfortunately I can do a British accent. I can't do a consistent British accent, which is the problem. My British accent is like a perpetual walkabout up and down the fucking coast. So I was like, I can't do anyone that does a British accent because I'm not gonna be able to fucking pull it off consistently. So I went for Detective Edgar Writers. Musician, huh? Where's the whistle? There's something to be said about like, because I think I tend to talk a little bit more in my higher register. Like I think if I talked a little bit more in my basic register consistently, this would actually sound a little bit more, you know, like this is comfortably within my voice register. From what I hear, people actually can like you can train your voice lower by just speaking in like the lower part of your like vocal register for extended periods of times, and like that, and then it just becomes normal. You sound like you were pitch shifted. Well, that's because you're used to my normal voice, I have to imagine. It's one of these where it's like it's because I am because I'm using like the full extent of my you know vocal range. Welcome on to Kurama. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout out for Kurama? One of you has bamboo in it. Artist, I think it's you. God damn it, I can't. Actually, you know what? My mods are probably preoccupied. Let me go get a sneaky shout out for Kurama in. Runs. Too late, you fool. Get shouted out. You never stood a chance to escape to begin with. But yeah. There's something to be said about like, you know, having like kind of, because I'm sure it sounds strange. Does it? I'm wondering if it sounds strange to someone coming here just to suffer. I do wonder if it sounds strange to like maybe someone with like a more like someone who like someone who has like a more like who isn't quite as used to my normal speaking voice, where like they hear it and they're like, yes, this sounds strange. Because ultimately it is kind of a voice, but it's also like it is me playing a character, so. All right, she likes food, which I guess makes sense. Streamer voice. I don't necessarily have super extreme streamer voice, but apparently I do, because like when you're streaming, you do have to like, because you're not being 100% authentic all the time. Like, you know, I would be surprised if Cab just talks like that now without trying. What his like more lich oriented voice. It wouldn't surprise me. Like once you get it down pat, there's actually There's a streamer I know who actually does like a very, very different voice than like their natural speaking voice. To the point where I like when I met them IRL, I was like, wait, you're who? What the fuck? I was like, bro, it's going all right. Oh yeah, no. it was actually so bad that like they're like, oh yeah, I'm this person, you know, and I was like, oh wait, what the fuck? And then like we were like hanging out in like a room later, and I was like, who are you again? And they're like, I'm this person. I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm a fucking idiot. Streamer voice is better than YouTuber voice. What's up, guys? We're here for another excellent video. I hope you're ready for a fantastic adventure. I'm cringing. Stop. Start got that short-term memory streamer. Fuck. Okay. No. There was because I mentioned my trans friend earlier. Yeah, it's not wholly different, but you generally sound slightly different than you with just friends. Exactly. I mentioned my trans friend earlier, and so they you know when they started presenting differently, they started like they went through like vocal training to start sounding more effeminate, and it became so normalized that we all just like my entire friend group collectively forgot that they ever like could speak in a masculine voice. So one day we're playing Bang, and like we're all introducing our characters and like what our characters can do, and the transfer just pulls out their mask voice, and the instant like everyone was upset. No one was happy with that, and they're just laughing their ass off, and they've gotten it was like a flashbang had been thrown into the room because we were so used to that. We were so used to their new speaking voice that when they pull out the deep gravelly, we're just like, nah, that's that ain't right. Fuck, go, put it back. I don't like it. It was immediate, and every single person at the same time, we're all just like, what? Collectively just thrown off. Oh my god. As a friend of me, VR chat friends list that has no clue was trans until one day when they were online. I was too tired and lazy to talk in their feminine voice. Honestly, it is really cool, I think, to be like, you know, it's gotta be like really affirming rather for like folk who are trans to just be, you know, to be able to like speak like, you know, to be like kind of almost indistinguishable vocally. Part of me wonders, like, I wonder if like I could get by playing like an online, because I don't really do online games. They don't really bring the energy I'm usually playing games for. But I wonder if I could get by like doing my more feminine voice. Like I wonder if I would get harassed by playing a shooter with specifically this voice. I have to imagine probably. But I would be told to go fucking make a sandwich. I actually wonder, like, you know what would be fucking hysterical? If they like, I'm not saying that like this is maybe something that should be encouraged, but it would be really fucking funny if games that are like really sexist just like put a voice filter over like guys' voices. Like if they get reported a bunch for being an asshole, if they just get their voice pitch shifted up, you would get yelled at by every male player. Honestly, it would be kind of funny. Talk dirty to me. Pulls out the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, baby. Are you ready for Are you ready to be savaged by my macho manliness? Hi, Starkey, wish I could hug you. Welcome on in, Nom. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. You should shout out for Nom the non-believer. You know what? I just realized When did you? That's been like a change for like a year, right? It used to be Nom the non-believer. Oh my god, my legs hurt. Oh yeah, are you at FWA? Hopefully you have a good time. Be sure to take breaks. Be sure to stay hydrated. And yeah, if you're like really good at playing, it would be really funny, especially be trash talked. Just completely devastate them. Just completely devastate them, and then at the end be like, "Good game, guys." I wish people in the online games would be nicer. Listen, there's a reason Balatro, or not Balatro, Splatoon has like such a flourishing community of queer people, African Americans, and women. It's because it doesn't have fucking, it doesn't have voice chat. Linecon is fun. Well, hey, at least you're getting it out of the way. Like, you're getting it out of the way so that way you don't have to deal with it for the rest of the weekend. Food. I don't know if this qualifies as food. Here's Simple Sarnie. Everyone's at FWA. Listen, I'll still be here. I'm not at FWA, so I'll be live streaming. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to live stream this weekend. I might be able to do Sunday. I might be able to do like a Sunday evening, depending on how long it, like, I can give shout outs. Oh shit, did you forget you're like a mod here? Read a shooter game with up-pitched VC. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if we took, if we took all the people who get mass reported for being toxic in voice chat, and then like, if they get reported enough times, just pitch shift their voice up, and then like let them know it's like, hey, because you're an asshole, we decided we're pitch shifting your voice up for the next 4 games. Have fun. No, it's just that I'm on my phone. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, you can't give shoutouts because it's actually like because Dave, you know, I gave Twitch a lot of shit because I was angry at them for like not doing anything with like the mod view, but they actually did make a lot of positive changes in that aspect, so. Excuse me? There we go. All right. God, I want to go to Dragon Con so bad. It's the same hotel as FWA. Dragon Con seems like, you know what Dragon Con sounds like? Dragon Con sounds exactly like the opposite of like, it sounds exactly like it sounds like a D's Nuts joke someone fucked up. I think it's an experience even doing elevators. Oh God, Elevator Con is very real. Don't worry, I've seen what MFF Elevator Con's like. I heard they improved mod view. Well, it's not mod view, but at least now it's like you can now just like tap on people's names and see a lot of like really useful mod information. But it is 9 o'clock. It's actually a little bit over 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably like wrap it up. Every fray I mentioned, Dragon Con 2 thinks it's a D. Because it combines 2 natural D's Nuts jokes of Sakon and Dragon, which are the 2 of like the D's Nuts jokes everyone's been hit by at least once. So like you combine those 2 things and everyone's gonna become immediately like suspicious. All right, let's see who's live. I see Red is doing, that's right, he's doing Foxy Brand's new model. Could raid into Poppin. There's Cyrus. Sakon, oh wait, yeah, it's Sakon, These Nuts, Dragon, Imagine Dragon, These Nuts, etc., etc. Let's see. Is there anyone, do we want to make a new friend? Do we want to stop by an old friend? Oh, why is the disconnect thing so loud? I need to restart my computer, I think. Grapefruit breakup. I don't know. I don't know why this is the raid message, but dude, that's the raid message. I got one. I'm so fucking bad at choosing raid targets. Let's raid into Red. Thinks the stream was fun. Red, because Red's working on FOP. He's working on Foxy Brand's new model. How long is it supposed to be rated into Cyrus? Yeah, red. I think we've rated. I think we've rated. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, there's also Divi. Divi's. It's been. You know what? It's been a bit since we've rated Divi. Let's rate Divi. All right. Start the raid over to Divine Fennec. Oh, they're heckin' super sweet bean. But yeah. Anyways, if this is your first time here, I'm Starkmorph, Big A Chaos, Curly Internet. Oh, they're doing an affiliate. Okay. Yes, then we are 100% rating over to Divi. Happy affiliate anniversary is going to be the new raid message. You feel free to throw some grapefruit in there as well. That's a sentence I never thought I would be saying, but here we are. But yeah, anyways, here's one. If you are not subscribed here, feel free to use that, like whatever version you have. If you have other people's emotes, feel free to throw those in there as well. If you like to stay up to date with the streaming, will be going live. Blue Sky is the place to be, at Starkymorph over on that platform. I post art that I make, art that I get commissioned, general ramblings, food pictures when I remember to post them. I need to be better at reposting my art that I make, as well as you know what? I need to be better at reposting my own art too. I'm just fucking bad at that. But yeah, I have a YouTube if you'd like to catch up on the VODs there, so you'll open up to see the playthrough of Blueprints, see the art progress. I have a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, say all the Sweet Beans, see the course content Sweet Beans post. At some point, we're probably gonna have to move her to Telegram, but hey, we got like a year before that happens, so figure it out then. And then yeah, I will hopefully begin the process of trying to find a new platform to start posting short form content to. We'll see about Skylight. I love you guys to bits, and I will see you tomorrow for art. Bye!